After losing 5 straight at the Bell Center, the Habs got back on track on their home ice on Tuesday, going for the sweep of this 2-game homestand as a couple Calder frontrunners take center stage. Lane Hutson sits atop the NHL's rookie scoring race as a defenseman, no less. He has a slight edge in that department over Macklin Celebrini. Last year's first overall pick is not only the Sharks' leading scorer, but his 18 goals are the most by any rookie this season. And with that, we welcome you to Molson Canadiens Hockey here on TSN. I'm your host, Laura Dykin. She is our analyst, Miss Cheryl Pounder. So look at this. The Montreal Canadiens, first time in 5 weeks, riding a 2-game winning streak. Thanks to that win Tuesday, the shutout victory over the Hurricanes. Despite that win, though, they didn't make up any ground in the wild card standings because a lot of those teams that they're chasing also got wins on Tuesday. So that means they're still 5 points back of that second wild card spot. You can see the Red Wings and Blue Jackets are your wild card teams right now. A huge game tonight as they're facing off in Detroit. We'll keep you posted on that one because right now, of course, our focus is on these Habs and Sharks. And with more on the matchup within the matchup, here's Frankie Corrado and Brian Mudryk.
Laura, imagine the luxury that Jay Pandolfo had, head coach at Boston University. He had Lane Hutson and Macklin Celebrini. Well, now they're battling against each other in the National Hockey League. Lane leads all rookies in points. He leads Macklin by a single point. And Frankie, this is going to be a real fun competition tonight. Two friends going head-to-head, forward defensemen.
And there's just so many similarities between these two guys, aside from the fact that, yes, they're highly skilled, highly intelligent players, but the fact that both of these guys have carved out their roles so well, so early in their careers. And you talk to anyone who has been around these guys, they talk about how competitive they are away from the puck, how diligent they work, and that is what has really helped propel these guys early on in their NHL careers. And there's a very good chance that the Calder Trophy goes to one of these two guys this season. A lot of similarities in the way they play the game, and we'll get a good chance to see that tonight.
In the first meeting, it was Lane Hutson and the Montreal Canadiens winning back on February 4th, but Celebrini had a goal in that game. Take two tonight. Let's go ice level. Kenzie Lalonde and Lane Hutson.
All right, Lane, it's round 2 of Celebrini versus Hutson. You got round 1. What do you enjoy most about playing your former Terrier teammate?
Yeah, just seeing him play. I mean, he's so fun to watch, and you know, he's such a competitive player, so just competing against him, it was a fun battle the first one, and you know, hopefully today is better too.
It's got to be fun, right? You got family invested, you got former college teammates invested, so who do you think will have extra tabs on this game tonight?
I think, I'd hope all our BU guys are watching, but you know, obviously all our friends, teammates, coaches, they'll be texting us, telling us what they think of the game, so it's cool.
Well, you took down the Canadiens and took down Carolina. What do you hope carries over from those games into tonight's matchup?
I think we just got to keep building on what's been working, you know, playing a simple game, but you know, playing for each other, getting pucks in, making the simple plays, and you know, go from there.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
There was some question whether Josh Anderson would be able to play tonight. He left Tuesday's game in the third period after colliding into the boards, but he is good to go, as you can see. While Kirby Dach remains out with a lower body injury, the team is expected to give an update on his status tomorrow. So that means, Cheryl, that Owen Beck stays on that line with Alex Newhook as well as Patrik Laine, and he was this close,
he was so
to picking up
close.
his first NHL point on Tuesday.
Yeah, he really was. And I really noticed him, and I also noticed Slafkovsky in that game. And I noticed him because he was getting net front. I think this is a big piece of the pie for a 6'3" man who is extremely strong. And when he gets to the net, not only is he taking a player with him, but he can take away the eyes of any goaltender. Listen, he's going to create chaos if he can get to it. But this might be one of my favorite plays of the game. He has to move his feet, his first 3 strides, because when he gets to the puck, he is very effective at shielding that puck. And again, on his goal, just fronting his man, making it hard on his opponent. And then Owen Beck, I love this play through the neutral zone. He pops to his forehand. I love the drive. Listen, the drive is going to get the coverage to sag. Now, all of a sudden, you've created high ice available, which allows that shot in Laine to get to the high slot area. Again, this I love. Listen, he's a young player playing in that 2-hole. He disrupts play as a second layer in his own zone. Marty saying, we will love to see that. And of course, the patience on this play for Newhook. in that slot area. So just love that sort of 200-foot game and the details to Beck. But for Slavkovsky, for me, it was more about getting to the net. The reminder that he's got to get there because he can cause a real disturbance.
Montreal stringing some wins together here. Their next 3 games coming against teams that are near the bottom of the standings. I mean, last are your San Jose Sharks. And then they've got a home-and-home with the Sabres starting on Saturday. Very important time of the year. Hopefully Montreal can take advantage, as every point is very, very important.
Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN is brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it.
...2019-2020 campaign. And yes, Alexander Georgiev was on the losing end of that February 4th meeting. He had 16 saves. He's looking for his first win since January the 14th. That was 6+ weeks ago. And yeah, Montreal, as I said, looking to take advantage. This Sharks team has lost 6 in a row, 12 of their last 13 games. What's the key to the game for you, Cheryl?
Well, the key to me is a quick transition. I think if they have a quick transition, this is a team that can play with a ton of pace and get into the zone, and I think they've got to drive the net. We saw that net front presence, and I think that's going to be absolutely critical. Get in front of the net and put pucks on Georgiev.
All right, well, it is time to say goodbye to us and to say hello again to Brian and Frankie as we take you to the Bell Center. Almost time for Puck Drop.
Laura, the Montreal Canadiens, a great opportunity to win 3 straight games for the first time since January 4th when they beat the Avs, the Canucks, and the Capitals. And the first overall pick, Macklin Celebrini, is in town. Always exciting to watch him, and exciting to watch him go head-to-head with his old buddy, Lane Hudson, tonight.
And boy, has he been everything that the San Jose Sharks would have hoped. 42 points in 47 games this season, and very deceptive, but a different kind of deceptive than Lane Hudson. We see the escapability of Hudson all the time. Macklin Celebrini's going to do it with his eyes, with his head. He's going to look you off. He's going to get you to bite first, and he's a pretty nifty player, and Ryan Warsofsky has to be really happy with his development this season.
Celebrini, the fastest rookie in Sharks franchise history to 40 points, most points by an 18-year-old. And he continues to produce in the NHL. Underway Bell Center. Yoel Armia back in his own zone. There's Jake Evans. Little dish for Matheson. Checked by Toffoli, the former Hav. Trying to take it away. Evans up the ice quickly. Armia there. He'll delay and flip it in high. Heineman, good speed into the corner. Emil Heineman, checked by Liljegren. As Liljegren took him down. And the 70s line starting here for the Sharks, led by Celebrini. Across that drive, kicked aside as Eklund got it on net. Eklund lays the body, Sharks control. Mukamadulin kept it alive, and it's held in as Will Smith jumped on the ice. Heineman, though, took it away. Flipped in by Yoel Armia. Henry run back, weird bounce by the net. Armia there first. In comes Caulfield. Caulfield jams it into the corner. There is Will Smith, another rookie phenom for the San Jose Sharks.
The future is going to be bright for San Jose. They have a lot of skill, a lot of young skill, and they've supplemented that with some good vets. And everyone in San Jose says that these young guys fit in really well, and they're very determined.
Slavkovsky got the crowd going. He protected the puck, brought it in. Slavkovsky back to work in the corner. Will Smith, little dish to center. There's Zetterlund, he'll chip it in. And back on the puck is Lane Hudson, who leads all rookies in scoring, leads Celebrini by 1, entering tonight's action.
That'll be a constant theme for tonight's game. Lane Hudson, of course, leading in points, leading in time on ice. Macklin Celebrini way ahead in goals, but you would expect that for a first-line center. It's going to come down to the wire with these two when it comes to the Calder Trophy, or it should anyways.
Josh Anderson lays the body behind the net, and it's great to see Big 17 back in the lineup. Took that tough collision with the boards, drew the penalty, left the game, but he does start for Marty St. Louis tonight. Here's Barclay Goodrow, wrist shot down that right side and snapped up by Sam Montembeault. These key parts of the game are presented by Napa Auto Parts.
Oh, for the San Jose Sharks, we heard Cheryl Pounder talking about the transition game. San Jose hold the line. Montreal generates a lot off the rush right now. And for the Montreal Canadiens, be hard on San Jose's skill. The skill in the lineup is young, and if you can find ways to keep those guys to the outside of the ice, not allow them to get to the high danger areas, you'll find ways to test their depth. And a lot of the offense is driven by the top six, and a lot of those guys are just starting their NHL careers.
Nico Sturm waved out. Alex Newhook gets a new dance partner. Clean Kostin dug in, won the draw. Back for Vlasic. Wrist shot blocked by Line. He tries again. Pinballing puck as the Montreal native Marc-Edouard Vlasic in the lineup for San Jose in his hometown. Over 1,300 games in the NHL, all with the San Jose Sharks.
We just had best on best hockey, Team Canada. There was a period of time where Marc-Edouard Vlasic was a lock to make any Team Canada best on best team.
Liljegren, nice move, brings it in, wrist shot stop, rebound. Colin Graf picks it up. Graf into the corner, hit by Arbor Jacot. Liljegren, he's in deep. Sharks are changing as some fresh legs jump on. Newhook pins the puck.
I've watched Liljegren a lot in his career. I played with him with the Toronto Marlies. He always shows you a little bit of that flash. Every once in a while you see the offensive capabilities, but has had a hard time when he's transitioned to more ice time. Somewhere in the middle of a second or third pair defenseman is where he's best suited.
Owen Beck, we thought he had his first in the NHL. We chatted to him this morning, had a big smile on his face. He says, I thought I might have got a touch, but it was Laine's goal. He says, you'll know when I score it. I'll be celebrating real hard for you guys. You'll know it's me.
Listen,
when I finally pop one.
He's had a few chances, and if that was the OHL, if he celebrated hard enough, the official may have given him the goal. Not as many camera angles available.
But he continues to progress as Owen Beck more comfortable each and every game. And moving up the lineup with Kirby Dach still out. The Montreal Canadiens announcing maybe some news on Dach in the next 48 hours or so to see what's ailing Kirby Dach. Puck to center. There's Lane Hudson trying to take it away. Swooped up that left side. In comes Smith. Zetterlund sets up in front. Will Smith. Zetterlund side of the net. Score! As Montembeault, I don't know if he saw the puck, and Fabian Zetterlund rams in his 16th of the season. It's 1-0 San Jose.
Goalie coaches will call this checking your windows when a puck is behind the net and a player has it. And for Samuel Montembeault, he gets caught looking at the far side of the net. At the same time, Will Smith is going right back against the grain for Fabian Zetterlund. It's an innocent looking play, and most times the defensemen are just going to play this as 2 one-on-ones. As Hudson gets back to the side of the net, he just doesn't tie up the stick of Zetterlund, and that allows him to put it in the empty cage. But Samuel Montembeault bit on Will Smith going to the other side of the net, and Smith put it right back to Zetterlund. And for Fabian Zetterlund, that's his 16th goal of the season. It's the scoring started for the San Jose Sharks.
The Sharks obviously have struggled this year. Worst team in the NHL, a -25 goal differential in first period, so a good start for them. Montreal still looking for their first recorded shot tonight on Alexander Georgiev. Here is Smith. He'll dish it in. Montembeault, he's going to play it away from traffic. Smith there, bouncing puck. And Jake Evans will dig it free. Here's Hudson, who had a goal in that win versus Carolina back on Tuesday. Heineman at the line. He'll dish it in. Mukamadulin plays it away from him. Ferraro just out of the reach of Smith, and Arbor Jacki has it. Struble up the left wing. There's Jake Evans. Mukamadulin checked him. Alexander Venberg back in his own zone. He's sitting on 99 career goals in his NHL career. Smooth skating, drops it off. Luke Cunnin, his shot was jammed up. Arbor Jacki, nice little play up ahead. Dvorak cruising in. Christian Dvorak, wrist shot. Rebound available as Dvorak also on 99 career goals in his NHL tenure thus far. Montembeault to play it as Luke Cunnin tracking in. There's Arbor Jacki. Barclay Goodrow knocks it away from him. Jacki behind the net, able to chip it for Josh Anderson. He frees it to Gallagher. David Savard from his own zone, back to Jacki, up quickly. Anderson got a touch.
Pretty amazing that Josh Anderson is playing. We know he's been dealing with something. He doesn't practice. Every practice day is a maintenance day, and then for him to go as hard into the boards as he did really speaks to the warrior-like mentality that Josh Anderson has had this season.
Really incredible, Frankie. I mean, you know, we called that game live here in the building, and you could feel him going to the boards from up here, but it's great to see him okay. And nice start for San Jose. Fabian Zetterlund, 24 goals last year, up to 16 now.
And 1 goal over his last 8 games, and he has a lot of net to work with here as Lane Hudson just can't tie up the stick, and Samuel Montembeault just looked to the other side of the net as Will Smith was making that pass. Really smart play by Smith behind the net. And Fabian Zetterlund, one of those players that came over in the Timo Meier deal. He's a shooter and has to be one of those guys that helps this San Jose team turn the corner at some point.
Marc-Edouard Vlasic plays it all the way down the ice. You mentioned, you know, durable player. I remember watching him at the World Championship in Prague 2015. And he was part of a powerhouse team, winning a gold medal for Canada. Sidney Crosby was the captain that year. And you're right, Frankie, a wonderful NHL career, international career for Marc-Edouard Vlasic. He's also 7 blocked shots away from leading the NHL all-time. He'll pass Mark Giordano at some point this season.
He'll be getting the silver shin pads for that, I believe.
Is that what they award?
I think there's some silver shin pads at play.
You know, at times a healthy scratch. Obviously, the big contract his last season at $7 million per, but he won't catch Patrick Marleau for games played in San Jose over 1,600. But a wonderful career for the Montreal native Marc-Edouard Vlasic.
And still playing, 15 minutes a night, not playing every night, as they've got some young defensemen that they need to work in the lineup. But the mentorship and the leadership around those guys, especially, with the rigors of an NHL season, there's not much that he hasn't seen, so he can lend an ear to anyone that needs one.
Look out, that trickled through the netting, and let's hope everyone's okay at the Bell Center. And it appears they are, as that one found its way into the crowd. San Jose, a good start on the road as they have a 1-0 lead here in Montreal.
the Calder-Breeny. The link takes you to the Sharks website with a live tracker of his stats, a list of his records, and a short bio. So I asked Lane Hudson his thoughts on the coined phrase Calder-Breeny. He laughed and said, they can do better. So guys, I think Lane deserves a phrase too. So what do we think? All aboard the Lane train? Hudson for hardware?
Well, Kenzie, I would suggest, stay in your lane. That's what I tell him, man.
I like Hudson for hardware.
That's good, too. I mean, come on. This is, the Habs on TSN, so we're going to go with our guy, Hudson. But, that being said, all kidding aside, Macklin Celebrini, I watched him at the U18s, an underager, scored a crazy goal in overtime to bring Canada a bronze medal. He's talked about recently, the Four Nations and watching and how important it is and how he loves to compete for his country. And two great young talents. I mean, Macklin Celebrini, my goodness, he's just 18 years old, and what he's doing is pretty incredible.
Both these guys are going to have unbelievable careers. They've gotten off to great starts, and they've settled in so well, and they play such prominent roles already at such a young age. It's been very impressive to see that.
Here's a 2-on-2 developing. Caulfield for Slafkovsky. He'll weave in. Juraj Slafkovsky back to the line. Carrier. Little dish from Matheson. Walks in. Wrist shot, kick save. Rebound. Suzuki follows up. Puck available, jam back, but San Jose controls as Mike Matheson, on his birthday, by the way, pretty good look here in this first period. Turnover again, 2-on-1. Caulfield brings it in. Suzuki, one-timer, score! And Captain Andrews again, 1-1 game in the Bell Center. In his 9th career game against the Sharks, Nick Suzuki, his first goal against San Jose, and it ties it up at 1.
Goals in back-to-back games for Nick Suzuki, but this starts at the Montreal blue line. A turnover by the San Jose Sharks, and then a 2-on-1. It's Juraj Slafkovsky who causes the turnover. He gets a stick on a puck, and Cole Caulfield, you have to be so aware because he's a shooter, so you have to respect the fact that he can step in and wire that shot, but really nice deception. Puts it right over to Nick Suzuki, who doesn't overskate, gives Cole Caulfield a lane, and ties this game up at 1.
6 points in his last 3 games for the captain. Nick Suzuki stays red hot. Now 17 goals on the season, up to 58 points as the captain looking refreshed after the break and playing some great hockey here for Montreal. So a 1-1 game. Played up the left side. Foot races on as Alex Benberg speeding in. Jackeye got there first. Arbor Jackeye. Puck came back to him. He'll play it for Heineman. Heineman. And it's Yoel Armia one-on-one with Mario Ferraro. He'll sling one in, and a big rebound again given up by Georgiev, who has not had great numbers this season. Just a 2-12 record and a .394 goals against for San Jose.
Georgiev had a really hard time with Colorado this season. Couldn't win a game, and he's been a workhorse goalie the last couple seasons. 2 years ago, played 62 games. Last year, 63. He had 38 wins last year, but his game completely fell off a cliff early this year.
Dvorak, big rebound again. Is Christian Dvorak, a good drive up the left wing. Yeah, it is amazing the numbers he put up, as he talked about. He tied Allmark for wins, was second in shutouts, and then it just has fallen apart for him here
there's
last year.
There's not a lot of goalies that are still playing 60-plus games.
Dvorak again with some space, drops it back. Anderson, wrist shot, and I think Georgiev got a touch. It stays in play. Man, the Habs have found a gear here in this first period, really pushing on Alexander Georgiev. Sharks changing. Lane Hudson has the puck. He's watched by Graf. Hudson to the left side, Struble. Struble on a little 2-game point streak. Laine cutting in, wrist shot, and a good job by Wallman. He disrupted that shot. Struble back to work. Pop pass, new hook. Waits, try to throw it in front. Bouncing puck and a swing and a miss from Lane Hudson. Hudson back at center for Laine. Laine dishes. Owen Beck, wrister into the glove. Rebound as that bobbled out. There are rebounds available on Georgiev tonight. Hudson maneuvers, waits, shoots, deflection, and then right to Georgiev, made the stop again.
Plenty of rebounds around Georgiev, but Montreal doing a tremendous job of gaining the blue line with entries clean with the puck. That's allowing them to generate these rush chances and parlay that into some offensive zone time.
It was a back-and-forth game back in California, February 4th in Montreal. They trailed, they fought back a few times, ended up winning that game. as the Sharks just one win in their last 13 games overall. Here's Matheson, waiting, delivering, just out of the reach of Caulfield. Celebrini there, and he'll jam that to center. Alex Carrier leaves for Slavkovsky, across for Suzuki. He'll use the boards, work it in. In comes big Slavkovsky. Celebrini for Toffoli. Tyler Toffoli over the line, waits, Celebrini, speed, in, shot up high, and Montembeault made the save. Celebrini and Matheson battle in the corner. Pop free for Suzuki.
This is one of those games, Brian, where if you're Montreal, you don't deviate from your game plan. You just have to do the same things over and over again, chip away at it, and you know you're going to get your chances on a goaltender that's vulnerable.
Heineman, good speed, wrist shot again, rebound, Armia there. And Georgiev stops that, as since coming back from that injury, Emil Heineman. Pretty good speed, the shot looks okay too, and Georgiev under some pressure here in a 1-1 game.
Good defensive positioning leads to offense for the Montreal Canadiens. It's the type of stuff that coaches talk about all the time. Juraj Slavkovsky holds the blue line, forces a turnover, and that allows the Montreal Canadiens to go the other way 2-on-1. I like the fact that Nick Suzuki doesn't overskate, gives Cole Caulfield a path to make that pass. And since the Montreal Canadiens have come back from the Four Nations face-off break, the first line has been excellent. 9 goals in 2 games coming into tonight. You have one early in the first period for the Canadiens, and the fact that they've only given up 3 so far since coming back. Defensive play is always going to be key for this team when it comes to winning hockey games.
Here comes Zetterlund, he'll chip it in. Struble, big body check on Zetterlund. Jake Evans in the corner. Finds Hudson. Lane Hudson. Gets the red line, shoots it in. Yoel Armia tracking in on Vlasic. Heineman finishing his body check. Hudson has the puck. He'll work it in deep, just out of the reach of Evans. Picked up by Liljegren. And the Sharks led by Venberg. He'll chip and chase after the puck. Hudson back. Lane Hudson goes to work. Hudson up ahead. Gallagher tripped up at the blue line, and Barclay Goodrow has it. Ty Dellandrea, little flip for Thrun. He'll shovel it in. Savard back. Cunnin freed the puck. Big body check again, but Arbor Jacki was ready for the hit from Dellandrea. Josh Anderson, little chip up ahead. Here's Dvorak cutting in. Backhand feed. Gallagher goes to the net, but Goodrow, a good job to play it away. Savard works it back in deep. Dvorak there, and Wallman hits him hard. Little chip in front. Anderson, Jacki, shot, rebound, Gallagher reaching for it, and again, it's Georgiev fought through the screen and made the save.
They keep getting pucks and bodies to the net. There's going to be pucks sitting around in front of Georgiev.
Josh Anderson falls, able to get it into the corner. Laine feeds Dvorak. He protects and works it back in, as both Laine and Suzuki coming off 3-point performances on Tuesday versus Carolina. The 4th shutout of the season in that game for Samuel Montembeault. Tied with a bunch of goalies, trailing only Connor Hellebuck in the NHL in that department.
That's one thing about Montembeault this year. When he's been on his game, he's been really sharp and he's been tough to beat. He's had a few of those nights where it just feels like nothing's getting past him.
Matheson had it. Colin Graff took it away. He'll start to play as Graff scored his first NHL goal versus the Habs. What a move, cutting in. Graff, centering feed, puck loose in front, score! As Graff now the setup man, and Nico Sturm able to bang in his 6th, and it's 2-1 San Jose.
Well, this all starts with Colin Graff doing a nice job getting to the inside of the ice. Deceptive move to get around Owen Beck, and as he does that, that causes a little confusion for the Montreal Canadiens in front of their own net. Patrik Laine's coming back, but he doesn't get to Nico Sturm on the back door. Both defensemen have their responsibilities. It's Matheson and Carrier. Matheson has to go to Graff, Carrier has to go to Kostin, and Patrik Laine has to grab Sturm on the back post, but Colin Graff with the nice entry getting it to the middle of the ice makes that happen, and the San Jose Sharks take a 2-1 lead.
Here's Toffoli looking for more, cutting in. Toffoli shot right to Matheson. Shipped up to center as Graff won a national championship with Quinnipiac. Eklund. Little bit of space, gliding in. Carrier closes him off. Celebrini behind the net. Celebrini in front, bouncing puck to Foley there. And Celebrini, the setup man. To Foley, pretty good look. He'll talk things over with Suzuki after the stoppage.
Was a lot of young skill on this San Jose Sharks team. They don't do a lot of winning. They've lost 6 in a row, 12 out of their last 13 coming into this one. And the message and sentiment around this team right now is they can do everything that they want to do in a game and still find ways to lose. And that's what happened to them Monday night against the Winnipeg Jets. Of course, a 2-1 overtime loss where they hung around and they played a good game, but they've had a hard time closing the deal.
Liljegren shot, hit Carrier into the corner. Vlasic was in deep, slashed at it. Puck to Matheson. Try to stretch that up for Suzuki, interrupted. Here's Toffoli, cutting in, Toffoli. And the shot, Matheson, I think checked him just enough, and Montembeault to save. Cole Caulfield, the other way with Slafkovsky. Caulfield, Slafkovsky, over the blue line. Scores it right in front, had Suzuki tracking in, he just missed it. Hudson, checked by Toffoli. We talked with Toffoli yesterday at Sharks practice, and the media asked him, is it, you're kind of that big brother figure on this Sharks team? And he laughed, said more like dad. But he's really, he says it sucks to lose right now, but you know what? We've got a lot of talent. We work hard. We're doing the right things. It'll just take some time with his group. And he leads the team when it comes to goals. Veteran presence who he still says Montreal's a very special place to him. It was the COVID time, of course, but a lot of fond memories and friends here in Montreal.
And he loved being a Hab.
Look out, turnover. Zetterlund, speed, winding up, cutting in. He looked Will Smith's way, but he took it in himself, and Struble, to his credit, got back. Here's Evans, over the blue line, drops, Hudson, dishes, Anderson, one-time drive high and fought off by Georgiev. Gallagher rifles it back in. Anderson picks it up. Jacky works it in deep, hits the errant stick in the corner. There's Thrun, he lost it. Gallagher, pump pass in front, Anderson just missed, and he's shaking his head. Josh Anderson can't believe it. Great passing by Montreal, and Anderson, what a look. He's going to call for a change.
He has had so many chances, especially recently. You go back to Super Bowl weekend, which I know is a long time ago, Brian. He had 11 shots on goal over the both games Saturday and Sunday. Didn't have a goal to show for it, but continually generates chances for this team.
Owen Beck on the forecheck. The Sharks backhand it down the ice. Ty Dellandrea in on Savard. Savard plays it for Jacky. Arbor Jacky. Here's Owen Beck. Picks it up at his own line and starts it up the ice. He'll stop. Beck trying to keep it onside. Lost it. Wow, took a big shot from Luke Cunnin. Cunnin is a hit machine for San Jose. And the puck off the linesman, bouncing behind the net. Georgiev saw it the whole way. Shakir Mukhamadullin up the left wing, down the ice, and it should be icing and will be icing against the San Jose Sharks.
Well, Tyler Toffoli settled in quite nicely in San Jose. Signed a long-term deal. Going to be one of those guys that sticks around as the young players make their way in the league. And for him, 21 goals this season, second most, or tied for second most with Jake DeBrusk as far as players on a new team. And Brian, you and I talked to him yesterday, and he said with the skilled players that he's playing with, Celebrini and Eklund, he just tries to get open and do his thing. Of course, Canadiens fans would know his shot very well, always a skilled goal scorer.
Face off, Slafkovsky digs it back, still onside. Good job as comes to Slafkovsky up high, the shot right on Georgiev. Stop that. Slafkovsky trying to dig it free. It's sent back to Lane Hudson. Here's Caulfield. He'll stop. Look at options. Up for Struble. Wrist shot just wide. Hudson works it into the corner. Gaudreau through center. He'll backhand it in. And that line needs a change. Sturm, lone man in on the forecheck. Struble, little backhand dish. And the Habs will reload under 4 minutes to go. 2-1 game for San Jose. Shots 12-6 now in favor of Montreal. Heineman, he'll shoot it in. Liam Kostin was there, but he didn't have the puck. He was skating north without the puck. Carrier's got it. Alex Carrier, Heineman. He gave it away. Liljegren for Kostin. He'll shoot it in. There's Toffoli. Celebrini battling for the puck. Celebrini for Liljegren. Liljegren worked over by Heineman. He'll work it in for Toffoli. Nice centering feed, Celebrini. Oh, he read it well, but it was broken up by Montreal. Good attempt there from Toffoli to center. In comes Armia. Heineman trying to dig it free. Him and Celebrini all tangled up. Two rookies going at it there below the goal line.
And both those players have a good presence defensively. From everyone we've talked to in San Jose, they've been so impressed with how diligent Celebrini is away from the puck and in his own zone.
Arbor Xhekaj at center. He's going to flip it in. Hustling is Gallagher. Gallagher and Ferraro. They battle below the goal line. Mario Ferraro in the corner. Again, Gallagher tenacious. Puck reverse for Jake Walman. Sharks trying to clear, and Will Smith will get it to center.
What a win it was for San Jose, finding a way to get Jake Walman from the Detroit Red Wings. Of course, leads their team in ice time, and they need a steady presence on the back end with how much they play in their own zone, and Jake Walman's been a really nice player the last few years for Detroit.
His 30 points, already a career high this year. Will Smith, little dish. Looking for Venberg. Ferraro backhands it in. Venberg, centering feed, backhand tries Zetterlund just wide, and Montembeault will scoop it up in the glove. Good chance there for San Jose. Nico Sturm right now the go-ahead goal, his 7th of the season, as the Sharks have a 2-1 advantage here at the Bell Center.
Down to the wire as far as the rookie of the year, but when you take a look at some of the comparable stats between Lane Hudson and Macklin Celebrini, I mean, they're first and or second in a ton of categories. The one that really sticks out to me is the average time on ice. Lane Hudson, of course, a defenseman. It's a hard position to play. There can be nights where it feels like you're getting caved in, and he's playing 22.5 minutes, and he has never really been sheltered. And, you know, for Macklin Celebrini, no slouch on his end as well. Just under 20 minutes, taking on a ton of responsibility as a first-line center.
And won't turn 19 until this summer. Here's Wallman. Works it across. Mukamadulin shot. Missed by a few feet in front. Rebound try as Gaudreau followed up. And it was deflected. Savard able to block that. Gaudreau back to work in the corner. Savard hits him. In comes Dvorak. Minute 40 to go in the period. And here's Anderson. In on Wallman. Josh Anderson. Nice move. Cutting in. Anderson protects, spins, shoots, and it's off a leg. Full credit for Josh Anderson in this first period. Continues to work. Maybe a bit surprising he's even in the lineup, but good on number 17 to continue to battle for this club.
It all starts with the feet for Josh Anderson. He moves them all the way up the ice, uses his body to protect the puck. Doesn't matter if he's on the boards or in the middle of the ice, and he's generating a lot early.
Vlasic lost the puck. Caulfield back for Hudson. Here's Struble. One-time drive, Caulfield, and I think Vlasic got a piece, and it goes out of play with exactly 1 minute left at the Bell Center in this first period.
It's been a little loose in front of Samuel Montembeault as far as tying up sticks and making sure that San Jose doesn't get second opportunities. This puck goes off the boards. That creates a little bit of a scramble. David Savard does a great job to find it, which is not an easy thing to do. And then Josh Anderson moving his feet, shielding, using his body to protect the puck. Just can't get a shot on Georgiev. Jake Wallman does a nice job making sure that his goaltender isn't tested again.
Hudson thought about the one-timer. Suzuki spinning. Score! He did it again. Another goal for Nick Suzuki in the first period. And we're tied up at 2. And another point for Lane Hudson as he continues his outstanding rookie season.
Cole Caulfield went to the front of the net, and Georgiev got twisted up. We got to see how much contact that Caulfield makes, but it's right off the face-off. Nice job by Suzuki popping into an area to get that D-to-D pass. And as Caulfield goes to the net, Georgiev loses his balance all by himself. And that goal is going to count for sure. Georgiev loses his footing in his crease. That allows Suzuki to have all kinds of net to work with. And Nick Suzuki, the captain, second goal of the game, 18th of the season, ties this game up at 2.
Nick Suzuki continues to be so impressive for this team. More than a point-a-game player. Chance to lead Montreal in scoring for the 4th consecutive season. Last guy to do that, Max Pacioretty. Big-time goal in the final minute, 2-2 game. Both goals from Nick Suzuki as that is chipped out of play.
And it's a great job by the Montreal Canadiens being ready and having a plan off a face-off. And Nick Suzuki kind of gets lost in the coverage, comes back into the right spot, and he's going to find a nice shooting area. Lane Hudson looking for it the whole way. Suzuki comes up high into the face-off dot area. A little bit of a fadeaway shot that probably wouldn't have beat Georgiev if he hadn't lost his footing in the crease.
40th assist of the season for Lane Hudson. The rookie scoring leader. 40 seconds left. 2-2 tie. Habs trying to dig it free and pop another one. Slafkovsky. He barrels in on Ferraro. Slafkovsky trying to steal the puck. That is so much fun to watch Juraj Slafkovsky play with that anger and confidence once again. Suzuki digs it free. Carrier back for Suzuki. He was on a knee, couldn't get the puck. Slafkovsky there, finds Suzuki. It trickled right in front again. And Georgiev, who's had a adventurous opening period, able to cover.
And Brian, you talked about Juraj Slafkovsky playing with a little anger. It's confidence, it's assertiveness, and the more he does that, the more touches of the puck that Caulfield and Suzuki get, and they get those puck touches in dangerous areas. The first goal of the game for Montreal is a great example of that. Slafkovsky forces the turnover, and then you get two of your most skilled players in a good situation with the puck on a 2-on-1, and they've generated quite a bit in the first period.
Georgiev made his NHL debut versus Montreal back in 2018, lost that game 3-1. So Nick Suzuki, he's done a lot for Montreal. Remember, he hasn't scored against San Jose coming in. Now he's got his chance for his first hat trick as well in the National Hockey League. As Slick Nick, I mean, he's done it for a long time, since becoming the captain, since coming in that trade years ago from Vegas.
Just very consistent. It's never too high and it's never too low. He's such a mature player on the ice, off the ice. Of course, was named captain at such a young age, but you watch him play and it's very steady. And that's a nice asset for Marty St. Louis to have looking down the bench, and just know that you know exactly what you're going to get from your captain on a night-to-night, shift-to-shift basis.
23 years of age, Frankie was named the youngest captain in franchise history, in a franchise with so much amazing history and captains before him. Suzuki able to dig it free. Carrier will try kill off the clock here, and he will. So, 20 minutes in the books. 4 goals on the board. We got a 2-2 tie, 2 goals from the captain, Nick Suzuki.
And plenty of chances in front of Alex Georgiev for the Montreal Canadiens. The more they play in the offensive zone, the more they're going to be able to wear down this San Jose team. But as you saw, San Jose 2 goals in that first period. They have plenty of offense themselves.
It is their longest road trip in franchise history, the Sharks. This is game 3 of 7 on the road for San Jose in a 2-2 tie. Intermission coming up next with Laura, Cheryl, and Kenzie.
This one will be the second half of the home and home before they head out on a 4-game West Coast road trip. Molson Canadiens hockey back on your airwaves Monday starting at 7 Eastern, 8 Atlantic. Right now, though, let's hear from Juraj Slafkovsky, who's standing by with Kenzie.
Juraj, let's start talking about your captain here. On 2 occasions, he has found a way to tie this game up. When you think about him, the type of player he is, just what stands out most to you?
I mean, he's a big-time team player, and he does it all for us. And it's very nice to see him score 2 goals like that. And we're down a bit, but yeah, managed to come back, and now we just have to play.
Since the Four Nations break, your line's been really effective. You have 13 points now in the 3 games. When you look at an area of the trio and the way you work together, what are you liking most right now?
Yeah, I mean, Susie has like 10, and then it's both of us with the rest of 3. But no, it's good. It's been working. You know, we're playing physical, getting a lot of pucks back, and then just trying to get to the net every single time we can. So yeah, it's been fun.
The last time you guys met each other was very back and forth. We're seeing that again here tonight. Just what do you think it is about the level of competition amongst these 2 teams that leads to this kind of play?
Maybe we get them too much this first period, and if we play our game a little better, no turnovers, and protect each other, I think they'll have less from the game, and we'll dominate them, or at least that's what we're trying to do.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Nick Suzuki 2, San Jose Sharks 2, as you're at the intermission with Cheryl and Laura. And yeah, the captain has been the difference so far for these Montreal Canadiens. Today, first goal ever against San Jose. Tuesday, first goal ever against Carolina. Maybe he'll get his first ever hat trick.
Why not, LD?
Jinx it.
Why not? He's been excellent. I thought he was excellent against the Canes as well. It's details to this guy's game. I mean, his IQ is absolutely off the charts. He picks the game up, and he also slows it down. And this is caused by a turnover by Slafkovsky holding the blue line. Holkoffen with a little bit of a stall there, and that just pushes turn back and opens up the lane. Then on the face-off, this is a beautiful spin-off by Caulfield to create a little bit of a pocket. But you have to have the IQ and the intelligence to recognize where that pocket is, and that's exactly what Nick Suzuki is. He is intelligent. He's got unbelievable hands and vision, and when he starts to shoot the puck, he can put it in the net. 17th and 18th.
And a huge goal there, a big difference being down 1 as opposed to being tied heading into the intermission. But it was the Sharks that got off to that great start. We're kind of in desperation mode, right? 6 straight losses. They've lost 12 of their last 13 games. What happened on this opening goal?
You know, it's interesting. I thought that the Montreal Canadiens were giving up the blue line a little too easily, in particular in the first 10 minutes. But this is going to start in the neutral zone, and you're just going to see right here, you're going to see Struble. Look at his toes. Okay, I know I'm a defender, so I know that now his weight is not capable of turning quickly. He can get to this puck, but now all of a sudden he can't, right? Because he was facing the other way, he wasn't able to load, he crosses over, so now he's in a contained situation. Now all of a sudden that back pass happens, Hudson has to get the stick of Zetterlund, and of course Montembeault is going across, recognizing where the play is. So that back pass was brilliant, but Zetterlund on the back door is able to finish it off.
And again, the ice started to tilt in Montreal's direction after that. One line in particular standing out to you. Again, we weren't sure Josh Anderson would even be able to play on this game. There was that collision with the boards Tuesday, as well as one over the weekend against the Ottawa Senators, but giving some life to this line that's been everywhere so far.
Yeah, there's energy there, right? With Dvorak and Gallagher and Anderson. And I really find that they've had pace in this game, and it's been on the hunt. Gallagher has been a pest out there, right? Fighting for position, disrupting, and now you wind up getting the puck back. That's what you need to do. Fighting through your check, gaining the dot, take the shot, draw the coverage to open up any type of ice. Little stall on entry, and Anderson with a beauty shot. We've seen Anderson with a few as well. But I love the fact that they're driving, because when you drive, you pull coverage. Now there's little pockets on the ice that you can make play to. So controlling entries is critical in rush play for this team.
Feels like it's only a matter of time for that. Yeah.
Connor's on move here.
All right, when our intermission continues, inspired by this Sunday's Oscars, we're ready to hand out our own Habs on TSN Awards. Who's been the best actor so far this season? Well, Cheryl and Frankie will reveal their winners next.
It's a new home for hockey. It's the NHL.
Trade Deadline Show. Trade Center will have you covered all day long. Presented by Harvey's. Cheryl, you ready to eat some Harvey's next Friday?
Oh, bring it. Onion rings.
TSN is your home to the trade deadline on Friday, March the 7th. Well, the 97th Academy Awards are taking place this Sunday in Los Angeles. I know NHL award season won't come until June, but we're in the spirit here on the Habs on TSN. This is our own Academy here. We've got the wardrobe change. We've got Frankie joining us. Let's get right to it. Frankie, who is your best actor so far this season?
My best actor is the captain, Nick Suzuki, and what a great example of how he leads tonight is. He's got 2 goals, Montreal's down in this game, and the captain has the answer. He is continually the one who leads the way for this group. This is going to be his 4th consecutive year leading this team in scoring. He's always the guy that seems to find a way when the team needs a big play or a big goal to get something done. He's the first player over the boards in any kind of situation where Marty St. Louis may think the team needs a little bit of a spark, a little bit of a jump. So, you know, when it comes to the player who kind of is the guy, I'm going with the guy, and that's Nick Suzuki.
That's a great pick, Frankie, but I'm going to go with Lane Hudson on this one. Listen, if I'm watching a movie, I know what sells tickets, and there's been so much noise around this guy playing in the show and dancing around on the blue line, you know, finding a way as a quarterback on the power play with 40 apples now. I mean, to come in at his age and have the confidence to play over 22 minutes a game. I'm buying a ticket. And to me, that's about a role in a movie, and I'm looking right at Lane Hudson.
The best actor can't do it alone. It's all about that supporting cast, right? So, Cheryl, who has been your best supporting actor for Montreal so far?
Jake Evans for me.
Like it.
Yeah, when you think about a guy who really has been a key cog for this team, I'm looking straight at him. We can talk about the details to his game, details that you absolutely need on a team. I'd love to see him stay in Montreal because he's over 52% in the dot. He's strong defensively, one of the best penalty killers in the league. Listen, if you're going to get to playoffs, you need a penalty kill, and this guy brings it. He scored 11 goals this year. He's averaging over 15 minutes of ice. I think he elevates everyone's game. So to me, he is the supporting actor.
Well, for me, it's David Savard, just because of everything that he brings to the blue line, all the intangibles, the mentorship for some of the young defensemen. You know, Lane Hudson hasn't played that much with David Savard this season, but there's no side David Savard. That has gone a long way. So I like the support that Savard has provided for a lot of the young defensemen here. Of course, leads the team in block shots. A lot of the dirty kind of grunt work. David Savard is so good at doing that. Does a great job on the penalty kill, like you talked about, Cheryl. I think the world of David Savard on this team.
There's always someone pulling the strings, right? So who has been the Martin Scorsese for the Montreal Canadiens here? Frankie, who has been your best director?
Okay, the best director for me is Lane Hudson because of what he's been able to do for the Montreal Canadiens power play. Last year, this is a power play that's 27th in the NHL, 17.5%. This year, you know, you look at Montreal's power play, and it's been much more improved, over 20%. And a lot of that has to do with Lane Hudson being the quarterback and directing the puck to the right areas, onto the right sticks. And having a better power play has gone a long way for the Montreal Canadiens, being a more competitive team, and of course being in the mix. And you know, Lane Hudson does some things on the power play that not everyone can do. I really like the way he directs the power play.
Well, we know that because we work in television, that the director captures all the different angles on the ice, and so they operate all the cameras in the building or for the show. So I'm going to go with communication as being the biggest key. So I'm going to Marty St. Louis. Here's a guy, you talked about it with Lane Hudson. Finding a way to get these young players to have confidence, to play in a rhythm, to elevate, to play above expectation. And communication is absolutely pivotal. So I'm looking straight at the bench boss for the director pulling the punches in Marty St. Louis.
Should have said best director being Danielle, who's our director.
Oh, yeah, Danielle.
All right, last but certainly not least, leaving the biggest for last, best picture. And we're kind of taking this as best moment or best maybe picture moment, right? Cheese.
Picture for me, the last draft. Ivan Demidov. Hello, Montreal Canadiens. You got a good one. So for me, when I look at this particular group, the likes of Goulet on the back end, Lane Hudson, Reinbacher in the mix, and now you've got Ivan Demidov. That is a sweet, sweet, sweet picture for everyone to be able to.
For me, it's the Patrik Laine hat trick back in December against the Buffalo Sabres. I was in the building that night, and it was amazing to watch the crowd's reaction. And it was already a little bit of Laine mania because he already had 3 goals after coming back from an injury. But to just see the way everyone in the building knew that the puck was going to Laine, he was going to shoot it, and no one could do anything about it. And you think about what that represents for the Montreal Canadiens, getting a player with such a high skill set and goal-scoring ability, and like it's gone such a long way. They're a different group when Patrik Laine scores, and it was a really impressive moment to watch up close and personal.
That does it. 4 up, 4 down. Our Oscars having been handed out with our Habs on TSN crew. We just needed the big envelopes. Maybe next year we can actually get little statuettes or something.
Do it.
In any event, it is a tie game, 2-2 after the opening 20 minutes. Period number 2 is just around the corner. Let's head back to the Bell Center. Here again, Brian and Frankie.
Laura, welcome back inside the Bell Center in a 2-2 game. Lane Hudson has an assist as he continues to lead all rookies. Underway in the second period as Ferraro across from Mukamadula. He'll backhand that to center. William Eklund brings it in, drops it off. Mukamadula, little chip as Slavkovsky lost his stick. Ferraro right on, steered aside by Montembeault. Nick Suzuki came into tonight never scoring against San Jose. In game number 9, he's popped a pair in the opening period. Look out, turnover, Celebrini stole it, waiting, and the setup for Smith right on. Montembeault able to bail out his team. 2 guys you do not want to turn the puck over to.
All right, there's a good example of Celebrini. Right on you, gets a stick on the puck. And that's part of his game that a lot of people have been really impressed with. The fact that he can go out and get the puck and come up with it. And that's Mike Matheson, who's a really good skater, really evasive player. And, you know, these 2 guys are going to have a lot of runway playing together, Smith and Celebrini. You can see Matheson looking to try and make a play, but there's no option available to him. So Celebrini strips him. And as Smith gets into a scoring area, Samuel Montembeault does a nice job squaring up to that one. And you know, Smith and Celebrini don't play on the same line, but on the power play, they're 2 guys that are looking for each other.
One of the Sharks talked about it yesterday, said it so much reminds him of Taves and Kane back in the day. And let's be fair, those are 2 Hall of Fame players. But it's just, you know, the way they work together, they came up together, 2 young kids with loads of talent.
They're just going to need a Keith, a Seabrook, a Chalmerson, a Hossa, a Patrick Sharp.
And he said that as well, but you know what I'm getting at, right? It's just 2 young stars coming up together with loads of potential. Here's Venberg. In the offensive zone, he'll chip it for Will Smith, who's 7th in rookie scoring coming into tonight. Smith spun around by Carrier. Matheson there to help. Dvorak has the puck. He'll backhand it up for Anderson, but it was taken away. And now pop back to center for Wallman. Henry Thrun for Venberg. He'll deliver. In front, shot right on. And again, a good look from Zetterlund. Great release. And swallowed up by Montembeault.
Well, Zetterlund's a shoot-first player, and it doesn't take much for him to get that release off. And Samuel Montembeault's had to make some good saves early. And for the Montreal Canadiens, very encouraging start to the Four Nations after the Four Nations break for them. And you know, you go back to last game on Tuesday against the Carolina Hurricanes. It was so impressive. They never let Carolina back in that game. They had a stranglehold on it from start to finish outside of a few chances here and there. Carolina had their push, and Montreal didn't give them any freebies along the way. And that's going to be key for this team as time moves on, and we'll see who's going to be here, who's going to be moving on. But if you're not giving freebies away, chances are you're going to have a good chance to win hockey games. Keep everything within your control.
At the skate yesterday, Marc-Edouard Vlasic had a bunch of his father's kids were in the house from their team, able to watch practice, get up close and personal, and a lot of people wanted a Macklin Celebrini autograph. Can't blame him. Here's Laine at center. Turnover to Gunnin. Luke Gunnin, he'll bring it in. Drops it off. Rishak Gaudreau, it was a knuckler, and Montembeault played it well.
That's one where Laine has to live to fight another day. You've got some speedy players on the ice. Put it to an area and allow them to go get it.
Marc-Edouard Vlasic, wow, avoided the big body check of Owen Beck. He had him lined up, but he missed. Newhook across, one-time drive, and Armia right on. Georgiev able to make the save.
Well, you and I talked to Owen Beck this morning, and he's feeling confident in his game. Feels like he's been able to carve out a little bit of a niche, and part of that is going to be the energy and the pace that he plays with. There he goes in hard on the forecheck on Marc-Edouard Vlasic, and as this puck gets turned over on the boards, David Savard does a nice job pinching in, putting some pressure on Barclay Goodrow, and Yoel Armia high in the zone, looking to get a one-timer off, but Georgiev swallows that up as there were a lot of rebounds available in the first period. That time, none available.
Sturm Evans line up to the right of Georgiev, bouncing back to Ferraro, and he claims the puck. Ferraro off the boards. Kostin to center. Little backhand for Mukhamadullin. He'll stop. The wrister off a stick, off the glass, stays in play. Armia plays it up that right side. Jake Evans on the move with Heineman. Hudson joins the rush across Heineman, and a good defensive play. Sturm got back and broke it up. Struvel's wrist shot into the glove, and he'll play it for Ferraro. You know, Heineman said this morning, playing with these guys, Evans, Armia, has really helped his young career take off in the NHL. Offside Suzuki. Man, he was in looking for his first ever career hat trick. Blown down offside.
And a precision pass from Lane Hudson,
wow,
as Nick Suzuki had just snuck in behind all the San Jose players. And a really nice look by Hudson, who's playing his offside. A laser of a pass. Does well to not put it in the air. And Nick Suzuki takes it perfectly in stride, but just a little bit offside, and the faceoff comes back into the Montreal zone.
Suzuki, Celebrini will line up. Good win from the rookie. Toffoli for Thrun. He'll drive it in. Celebrini backhand feed, had Eklund there, but he lost his stick.
Even that play right there by Macklin Celebrini, he disguises that pass so well, you don't think it's coming. There's a lot of deception to his game.
Wallman can't clear. Bouncing around, Caulfield fishing for the puck. It comes back to center. Matheson. Slafkovsky. Wallman reverses play, and it's Carrier in his own zone. In comes Celebrini, trying to take it away. Nick Suzuki over the blue line. He'll shoot it in. 100% shooting accuracy for Suzuki in that first period. Celebrini brings it in. Try to find Toffoli. Toffoli for Celebrini behind the net with Eklund. Celebrini all tangled up. As Carrier watching him very closely. Puck freed up. Liljegren there. Up top. That drive high. Will Smith blasted it wide. Celebrini trying to dig it free. Spins away. Nice feed. Smith works it across. Liljegren dusts it off. Shot. And it hit a body. Went wide. Vlasic zipped it across. It hits Smith. And the Sharks reload at center. Will Smith taken 4th overall by the Sharks' draft year, and then it was Reinbacher going number 5.
And Ryan Warsofsky was asked about Will Smith and Macklin Celebrini a lot over the last couple days, and he thought the break was really good for those young guys. It's a lot of hockey coming out of college, and this is a unique year for guys like Smith, Celebrini, Lane Hudson. You almost get the season cut in half. You get a little bit of a break, so when you feel like you're starting to hit that wall around the 50 game point, you get the break, you come back refreshed, rejuvenated, and Warsofsky said it's a battle to get Celebrini and Smith off the ice after practice. They just want to be around it all the time, and they've had to manage that and keeping those guys as fresh as possible.
I talked to Smith about that yesterday, Frankie, and he said he's really worked at that, making sure he's ready for a long, tough season, and he's done a good job with it. Break obviously does help. Here's Smith. Picks up the puck. Reverses play into the corner.
It can be hard as a young guy because you feel like you always have to be out there, and you don't want to get off and show the vets that, okay, this guy's not putting in the work, but at some point you do have to get off the ice and get your rest.
Puck at the line, and Ferraro couldn't handle it, bouncing around for Slafkovsky with Anderson. He'll flip it up ahead for Josh Anderson, who hits Luka Madula into the wall. Couldn't claim the puck, though. Mario Ferraro able to work that to center. Venberg, good speed. He negates the icing with his wheels to get there first. Here's Josh Anderson, though, on the puck. He'll back down up to the blue line. Gallagher trying to track the puck down. Wallman plays it away. Front, up the wall, Gaudreau. Nice job to release it for Dellandrea. Wanted Luke Gunnin, missed him. Hudson stole the puck, and that pass pops to Anderson. He'll flip it in for Montreal. In comes Dvorak for Gallagher. Gallagher protects at the goal line. Shoved by Dellandrea. Wallman trying to take the puck away. Owen Beck fishing for it, and the Sharks able to clear. Here's Ty Dellandrea. He'll chip it in. Struble for Hudson, trying to clear. 6 minutes gone here in this second period in a 2-2 game. This one's tough to believe, but the Sharks have won the last 8 meetings here at the Bell Center in Montreal. And that is a long puck back. Hudson fell, and then some frustration. Struble absolutely popped Dellandrea, and Gaudreau's going to stand up for him. Struble, Gaudreau. And he gets the right going on Struble. Struble trying to answer it back. And Struble's a tough kid as well. Barclay Gaudreau trying to get the rights free. And you see Dellandrea tapping his stick louder than most as he appreciates the effort. Struble pushes him into the glass, and they'll break that up as Gaudreau right away sticking up for Ty Dellandrea. A little bit of fireworks here inside the Bell Center in a 2-2 game here on this Thursday night. morning skate, our Kenzie Lalonde asked Marty St. Louis about the biggest development from Lane Hudson from the start of camp to now. And the answer, he thought about it a bit and said, you know what, just his ability to know when to gamble and to maybe jump into plays.
Exactly, calculating the risk. And Lane Hudson still plays a busy game. He still follows his instincts, especially offensively, but knowing when to pick your spots and not pace yourself, but just understanding when it's the right time to jump in and when it's not, and still absolutely clearing the rest of the field when it comes to rookie scoring leaders among defensemen. Lane Hudson truly in a class of his own. And here's how the fight starts. Delandria in the scrum, and Jaden Struble takes him down. Barclay Goodrow, that's exactly why you go out and get a player like that if you're San Jose.
Call Caulfield, some speed as Caulfield stops, pops it for Carey, loads up, big block there, Eklund. So both players 5 for fighting Struble and Goodrow, as that's brought in offside by San Jose. Goodrow still getting his jersey back on properly in the penalty box.
And remember Barclay Goodrow, he was with the New York Rangers. He had blocked a trade and of course got put on waivers. San Jose picked him up. He started his career with the San Jose Sharks, but like Tyler Toffoli is one of those good veterans to have around the room with the young guys, show them the ropes. He's been around a long time. He's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. There's a lot of lessons that the young guys can learn from players like that.
Here's Cole Caulfield. He'll shoot it in. Ferraro back for it, as Caulfield 1 goal shy of tying his career high of 28 set last year. Celebrini for Eklund. Eklund delays, drops it off. Celebrini delivers in front shot, and Toffoli not a lot of velocity on it as he was kind of going the other way. Got it in on Montembeault, and the save from the Habs tender.
If you're going to let Samuel Montembeault see the puck like that, there's a very good chance he's going to make the saves, even against a good shooter like Tyler Toffoli. But another example of Macklin Celebrini getting into the zone, making something happen. A nice pass to the middle of the ice, and there's Emil Heineman, who, Brian, you talked to this morning, and just fits in so well with Jake Evans and Yoel Armia and complements the style of game and the pace that those two guys want to play with. And a big part of the Tyler Toffoli trade.
Vlasic right on, rebound in front. Again, it's Zetterlund. He's been buzzing around for San Jose tonight, but couldn't finish up there. Owen Beck starts the play. Newhook slashing at it. And that hit the back of Laine's skate. Savard's going to work it in deep for Montreal. In tracks Beck. Laine there to help. Patrick Laine was muscled off the puck. That battle continues. Newhook trying to dig it free. He'll work it around the wall. Beck waiting for it. Owen Beck had it, lost it. Laine picks it up. Just held in by Savard. David Savard across. Beck one-timer missed. Newhook brings it up high. That shot off of Venberg and pops out of play here at the Bell Center.
It's only a matter of time until Owen Beck scores a goal. He's got a really good shot. In the meantime, Samuel Montembeault has to fight through a San Jose chance as Alex Wenberg brought this high into the zone. A one-timer by Marc-Edouard Vlasic, and Fabian Zetterlund, who's had a goal already in this game, a strong game. He's in front, and Samuel Montembeault keeps that out. And always nice to see Marc-Edouard Vlasic come back to Montreal. Such a great career, and I'm sure always fun to play in front of friends and family here.
And expensive, I'm sure.
He's done all right for himself, though.
Yes, he has. Usually you play for free, don't you, when you come back to your home city and friends and family, and it's a wonderful career.
You hope that some people along the way might lose interest and just say, we've done this already, or you know, see if they can find some freebies. It's been a remarkable career for Marc-Edouard Vlasic, and he has seen so many different eras of San Jose Sharks, so many different players come and go. For the longest time, one of the most competitive teams that just could never get over the hump in the playoffs, and of course in the depths of a rebuild right now.
His 19th season in the NHL. Carrier, big check there on Sturm. Evans working the body as well as Montreal trying to protect the puck behind their goalie, and Lane Hudson digs it free. Here's Armia. Pass though behind Heineman, a tough one for him to accept, and that puts Montreal in offside, and you can see Armia's barking at himself for the pass.
Well, you see a 3-on-2 developing, and you just don't get a lot of those in the modern NHL. Teams are so good at tracking back to the middle of the ice, so when you have one, you want to take advantage of it, and Yoel Armia just puts that pass behind the skates of Emil Heineman, and It was almost an hour-long practice for the San Jose Sharks yesterday. They had an optional this morning, and you could see in their practice they're really trying to hammer home the fundamentals, a lot of systems work, and trying to ingrain that into these guys, see if they can pick up a few wins. I know they're a rebuilding team, but it's nice for young players to experience the feeling of winning.
Dellandrea, he'll work it in deep. Matheson takes contact, but he's able to get it to Savard. Here's Gallagher in his own zone, and Gallagher flips to center. Josh Anderson skating after it with Dvorak. Mukamadulin will play it away from him. There's Cunnin. Dellandrea reaching for it. Work back to center as Ferraro shoots it in. David Savard behind Montembeault. Was not busy on Tuesday. The 20 saves to earn the win for Samuel Montembeault. Gallagher got a touch. In comes Josh Anderson again. Alex Benberg, good job to spin away, but Slavkovsky tracks the puck down. Habs get back on side, and here is Slavkovsky back to his own zone. Dvorak, backhand dish. In comes Slavkovsky. Will Smith had it. Works it up for Benberg. Benberg pushed off the puck by Arbor Xhekaj as Lane Hudson back. Here's Cole Caulfield. Back for Hudson. Nearing the midway point of the second period in a 2-2 game. Caulfield, nice move at the line, drops it back. Suzuki in, wrist shot off the leg of Wallman and wide. Hudson. Muscled off the puck by front. Slavkovsky trying to keep the play alive. It comes to center, and Caulfield goes back to Arbor Xhekaj. Xhekaj will shoot it in. Suzuki chasing after it. Wallman. Nice little move behind his goalie, but Slavkovsky trying to track him down. Good steal. Suzuki nearly kept it alive. But again, San Jose controls as Thrun shoots it in.
Now that first line for Montreal still doing a good job playing in the offensive zone, and it all starts with a clean entry, something they've done well in this game.
Wallman keeps it alive down low. Eklund, backhand pass right in front, and Celebrini nearly found a way there on Montembeault.
Very similar to the first goal of the game. As the puck is behind Samuel Montembeault, he's looking where the puck is going, but it gets reversed back the other way. That time, he's able to see it at the last second, but still something that you'll monitor if you're San Jose. Play with the puck behind him, see if you can catch him cheating one way or the other.
Jake Evans will shoot it in. Georgiev will stop it for Wallman. Heineman trying to steal. Played to Carrier. Goes by him as Eklund tracks in. Mike Matheson, little shoulder check. Good little chip away, and he works it for Carrier. Alex Carrier to center. He'll shoot it in. Jake Evans in the corner. In comes Armia. Sturm there. Armia trying to dig it free. Heineman goes to work. He'll lay the big body check. One of 4 Montreal Canadiens to have over 100 hits this season, as Emil Heineman was really delivering it before he got injured. He says he's almost 100% since that freak injury on the road, and gives a lot of credit to Jake Evans, Joel Armia, for kind of jump-starting his rookie season this year.
Heineman's back in the lineup before the car got out of the body shop, and here's the example of Macklin Celebrini just almost getting this puck at the side of the net. And you know, with the amount that San Jose has tried that play tonight, you wonder if that's something that they may have pre-scouted on Samuel Montembeault before the game.
Matheson and Clean Costin were tied up in center. Owen Beck at the line. He'll skate it in. Beck, second effort, got it in front, just missed Newhook. Patrick Laine wanted Newhook, and it comes all the way back to center. You have to think, Frankie, 5 back in the wild card chase. You have to take care of business here against San Jose on home ice.
It makes a difference for them to go 3-0 after coming back from the break and have a lot of good momentum. You're scoring goals, you're keeping them out of your net, and it's been very positive for Montreal.
It was a late shorthanded goal by Joel Armia that was the difference maker in California back in early February to get those 2 points. Here's Laine, cutting in, wrist shot, never got through, and then it trickled and hit Liljegren, and Georgiev was ready. Vlasic to center, just missed Dellandrea. He'll scoot in though. He's on the puck first, hit by Savard. Savard tries to play it away. Zetterlund there. Zetterlund, nice little move. Below the goal line, tried to center. Newhook, able to take it away from him. Patrick Laine in his own zone. Newhook gets the puck back for Savard. And here's Lane Hudson in his own zone. 7:30 to go in the second period. Laine wanted the puck, but Ferraro played it well. Dellandrea cutting in, drops it off. Zetterlund in front, the give and go for Dellandrea. Nearly cashed in, but he couldn't get that shot off.
Really nice puck movement there by the San Jose Sharks, but it's David Savard who keeps his stick in the middle of the ice. If he moves it away, that pass is getting right through to Dellandrea, but Savard doesn't bite on it.
Mukhamadullin. And slow to get up again is Josh Anderson, and he is gingerly getting back on his skates as Celebrini skates it in. Wrist shot just wide. And Anderson is, oh man, he's hunched over. He's going to go to the bench. He's been through a lot, especially the last game and the last couple of weeks. You talked about it, Frankie. Obviously battling something, and he's in a lot of pain right now. Celebrini, he's got the puck. Looks to Foley's way. Thought about the pass, throws it to space. Wallman there. Wallman delivers one-time drive, and Eklund missed. Celebrini back to work. There's Hudson, his university teammate, working him over. Wallman shoots, and a good stick, Suzuki. And his stick shatters. Tough one. Celebrini, wrist shot. And Montembeault, lots going on. He's going to freeze as Anderson remains hunched over on the bench. And some pushing and shoving after the play. Eklund in there. And a 2-2 tie here in Montreal.
And he has taken a lot of hard hits. We know he's playing through something, and here's tonight as he goes into the boards. He was slow to get up, wasn't a lot of contact made, and Josh Anderson has just gone down the tunnel to the Canadiens dressing room. This was Tuesday against the Carolina Hurricanes, hard into the boards, and he left this game. We weren't sure if he was going to play tonight. He didn't skate this morning. Sure enough, he's out there, but Josh Anderson back into Montreal Canadiens dressing room, and hopefully back soon, as he has generated a lot of chances, has been using his feet, and just no quit in Josh Anderson all season long.
Michael Pezzetta had the morning skate as well. He was out there, but Anderson good to go. Pezzetta apparently is getting close, but not quite ready yet for Michael Pezzetta. And yeah, for Marty St. Louis, it's tough to see another player go down the tunnel as we play on here in a 2-2 tie in this second period. Yoel Armia trying to barrel in. Got all tangled up with Thrun. Here's Will Smith at his own line. Plays it across. Thrun will pick it up. He'll move it quickly.
You know, when you see a player like Josh Anderson go through what he's gone through as a player on his team on the bench, it really can be a rallying moment for the guys that know that he's laying it all on the line every single shift.
Another body check, Heineman in the corner. Crashing in now is Struble, trying to take the puck away. Armia on the puck first in the corner. Heineman, he'll flip again as this line goes to work again. Evans up top for Struble, towards the net as it hit Venberg. Venberg, pass behind Wallman, but he'll collect it nicely and start to play up ice. Zetterlund leaves it. Will Smith's shot is jammed up, hit a body. Some good physical hits in this game as Vlasic will pick it up. Marc-Edouard Vlasic gave it away. Slafkovsky in the corner. Hit by Liljegren. Celebrini trying to chip it up the wall. Here's Hudson. Some space. Lane Hudson waits. Delivers it into the corner. Caulfield there. Lifts the stick for Suzuki. Backhand dish, but nobody home. Hudson. He'll pick it up. Lane Hudson Watched by Eklund, across, wrist shot in front, Caulfield there. Puck still loose, and it's played away as Georgiev was down and out. Lane Hudson can't keep it alive as Toffoli will pick it up in center. Tyler Toffoli, he'll drop it off. Eklund spins around. Suzuki able to take the puck away and flip to space for Slafkovsky. Under 5 minutes to go here in this second period. A lot of chances in the first period. Montreal looking for the go-ahead goal. Eklund brings it in. Leaves for Toffoli. Tyler Toffoli in the corner. Mukamadulin. Ferraro. Back for Mukamadulin. Off the stick of Slafkovsky, and that'll hit the netting, go out of play here at the Bell Center. Good little flurry in front of Alexander Georgiev as Montreal trying to push and get the go-ahead goal. Suzuki looking for the hat trick on this Thursday night. A lot of talk before the game about Macklin Celebrini and Lane Hudson. Well, Hudson an assist, his 40th assist of the season. Keep in mind, Chris Chelios, his 66 points is a Habs rookie record for D-men when it comes to points. Well, Lane Hudson is joining some elite company. Fastest rookie D-man to 40 assists in a season, 59 games. Look at the company. Lidstrom, Leach, Chelios, Larry Murphy on top. It's unbelievable, Frank.
He keeps doing this. Every time that he passes a new milestone, you look at the names that are associated with that, and it's some of the greatest names that have ever played this game, and Lane Hudson continues to impress.
A lot of fun as the Calder chase is officially on. Looking forward to a photo finish down the stretch. Here's Savard. At center, Evans able to chip it by Ferraro. In comes Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher able to dig it free. There's Dvorak. At the line, that shot hit Gallagher and just went wide. Mukamadulin goes to work in the corner. Mukamadulin able to free it, but it came to Savard. Tries to dish it in. Evans, little spinorama. Evans giving goes out of the net. In front, Gallagher right on. Stopped by Georgiev. Brendan Gallagher in his office right in front. As Gallagher, 2 goals back of Toe Blake for 16th on the Habs all-time goals list, and most of them have come from right there, Frankie.
And what a great battle by Brendan Gallagher in front. It starts with the Canadians keeping this puck in, but a really nice job by Christian Dvorak. A little spinning pass to Jake Evans, and then it takes 3 San Jose Sharks to make sure that Brendan Gallagher doesn't have another free swipe at that in front of the net. Evans makes the first play, Dvorak the second, and Brendan Gallagher has to get taken down by Cunnin and Mukamadulin as he's trying to swing away at that puck in front of Georgiev.
So without Josh Anderson, obviously down a forward is Martin St. Louis. Right now it's Newhook, Beck, Laine out for Montreal. And they'll reset the draw as it looks like Newhook's out. Sturm will get Owen Beck. Remember, too, no Kirby Dach. Hopefully an update on him in the near future and how he's doing. Newhook. Laine dug it free. Quick shot. Big rebound. And Graf able to clean that up to Hudson.
And worth noting, there's a face-off win for Owen Beck, but he gets a little bit of help from Patrick Laine coming in to clean that up. And Owen Beck was one of the best face-off men in the OHL for a long time.
Around a 60% clip, Frankie. He was excellent. Wallman. And something he says he's going to continue to work on and work with guys at the NHL level, as it's something you can always learn some new tricks to get better at, as the Sharks bring that in offside. And Liam Kostin, who's back in the lineup, a little frustrated there.
It's so different once you get to the NHL and you start getting in those stick battles against guys that are 30+ years old that have been playing in the NHL for 10 years. Like, it's different. You can win a lot of them in junior hockey. You can win them in the AHL, but you start playing against guys that are grizzled and understand how heavy you have to be, and that's exactly what faceoffs are all about. It is a little bit of a transition period for young centermen when they come in the league, but someone like Owen Beck, who would have good faceoff technique, it's only a matter of time until he's up into the mid-50s, I'm sure.
3 minutes to go in the second period. The Sharks took the Jets to the brink back on Monday in a nice game again here against Montreal, hanging in there in a 2-2 game. Backhand feed. Johan Armia dusts it off. Wrist shot right on. As Armia on Georgiev, and he's able to shut that down.
Liljegren tries to reach out with his stick, go stick on puck, and Yoel Armia recognizes that, so he's got to do something to change the angle. He eventually does. He gets it past the stick of Liljegren, but Georgiev able to swallow it up. And another save that Georgiev makes where he's able to make sure there's no rebound available. So doing a better job in the second period after there was some loose change in the first.
Arbor Xhekaj trying to track it down. He can't. 2-on-1. Will Smith cutting in. Smith shot. Score! A perfect shot. Will Smith buries it, and the Sharks take a 3-2 lead.
9th goal of the season for Will Smith, and this is a set play on a defensive zone faceoff for the San Jose Sharks. All you're trying to do is put this up on the glass and force Montreal's defenseman, in this case it's Arbor Xhekaj, to make a decision. Are you going to stay in the zone or are you going to retreat? Xhekaj tries to glove it down. There's a lot of juice on this puck off the glass, and that leads to a 2-on-1 for the San Jose Sharks. It's Zetterlund going to the net, but Smith has all kinds of room to get his stick inside the dots in a good shooting area and just beat Samuel Montembeault on the glove side. But that is a perfectly executed defensive zone faceoff for the San Jose Sharks. They lead 3-2.
Look at a big smile with fellow American Cole Coffey. Oh, I love it. He's probably saying, Cole, it's a pretty good shot. Not bad stuff. 3-2, Sharks have the lead again. Here's Struble. Jaden Struble off quickly. Slafkovsky, can the Habs answer here? Late stages, second period. 2 goals in the game for Suzuki, but they're going to whistle it down offside.
Well, and like we've seen, when the San Jose Sharks take a lead in this game, it's probably going to be Nick Suzuki who scores the goal. As late in the second period, Montreal will look to have an answer back, and you know, that's one of those plays for the San Jose Sharks that you'll try and run that, I don't know, 20 times in a game, maybe, depending on how many defensive zone faceoffs you get. There's only a couple things you're really trying to do on a defensive zone win. And for the San Jose Sharks, that time it works perfectly.
Puck played up to center. There's Toffoli. Tried to hit Celebrini in stride. Suzuki looking to close him off as Celebrini goes to work. Eklund in the corner. Checked by Carrier. Celebrini again tries to get free, but Mike Matheson has the puck. Up ahead, just out of the reach of Caulfield. Run quickly for Celebrini. He lost it, and Suzuki the other way. Slafkovsky. Celebrini got back and took the puck away. Carrier. For Matheson. Matheson at the line. Here's Caulfield. He'll delay. Cole Caulfield. Little chip for Slafkovsky. Caulfield in the corner. Watch by Front as Caulfield got taken down by Front. He's back to work. Wallman from below the goal line. William Eklund over the line, but the Sharks changing. Got to watch for too many men as there was a lot of white jerseys out there. Wallman had it, lost it. Cunnin steals the puck. Luke Cunnin in the corner. Around the wall. There's Vlasic. Mark-Edouard Vlasic works it in deep. Here's Juraj Slafkovsky. in his own zone. Gaudreau hits him. Picked up by Evans. Evans for Savard. David Savard at center. He's going to shoot it in. Final minute, Bell Center. In this second period, the Sharks have taken the lead again on a goal by Will Smith. There's Hudson. Keeps the play alive. Gallagher. Pinned by Dellandrea. Dvorak in the corner. Liljegren. He'll pick it up for the Sharks. Up the wall. Savard. Couldn't keep it onside. He'll spin, though, and shoot it in. Georgiev will leave it for Liljegren. He'll play it to center. Gaudreau chips it up ahead. Colin Graff waits for help. He'll deliver, and that was picked off. Newhook. Maybe one last push here. Newhook wanted Gallagher, interrupted, and Graff the other way. Graff, Benberg, he's in. Backhand try. Oh, and Montembeault got enough. Big save, Montembeault, late stages of the second.
All starts with a turnover at the blue line. Again, another situation where you chip that puck, put it to space, and go chase it instead of having a odd man rush the other way.
Mukhamadullin. Few seconds left, drifts one in, puck available, and the horn sounds. So the goal from Will Smith, and the Sharks have a 3-2 lead.
Well, San Jose is going to get a really good chance late in this period as Alex Newhook is going to turn this puck over at the offensive blue line, and it's quick to get transition. Wenberg has a really nice chance, tries to go to the backhand, put it between the legs of Montembeault, but Montembeault, that is a big save at this time in the game. Keeps your team within one going into the third period. And for Montreal, struggled to generate a lot in tight on Georgiev after a first period where there were plenty of chances available. The San Jose Sharks go into the third with a 3-2 lead.
Alex Wenberg played with Seattle and the New York Rangers last season on 99 career goals. Couldn't vary there. Intermission coming up next. Laura, Kenzie, Cheryl, and Arpon Basu.
Yes, draw one. It all gets underway from Kelowna as Canada's top men's teams battle for the chance to represent the nation at the World Curling Championships. TSN is your home for curling and Montana's Brier. How about Nick Suzuki? He scored both of Montreal's goals so far in this game. The captain now with Kenzie.
Well, Nick, considering how tight the standings are, this kind of just feels like a must-win game. Is that the approach for you guys here tonight?
Yeah, I think so. Haven't loved our game so far, so we need to come out in the third and put something better together.
You've been able to single-handedly find a way to tie this game up. You've got 2 goals here tonight. What is it about your game that allows you to step up when the team needs you most?
Just try to do my job out there and playing with good players and guys are making good plays, so we try to use each other out there and try to create.
Second straight game, we see Josh Anderson go down the tunnel. From your point of view, how challenging is it to see him work through this discomfort?
Yeah, I mean, he's a big motivation for a lot of us. He's playing through stuff and giving it his all, and he's playing really well at the same time. So, we'll see if he comes back, but he's a strong guy and tough. So, he's a big part of our team.
Thanks for the time.
Thanks.
Yes, we await an update on Josh Anderson and his status and whether we'll see him in the third period. Cheryl and Laura here with you once again. So 3-2 visitors on top, the Sharks on top of the Habs. That second period definitely slowed down big time. I mean, we went 6.5 minutes there where neither team had a shot on net. But with 2.5 minutes to go in the period, it was San Jose breaking that deadlock there. And do you think this was a set play, Cheryl?
I do. Listen, high hard off the glass was sort of my play because I had no hands. But anytime a left-handed defenseman lines up behind the dot, you can expect that this is going to go off the glass. What you don't see here is that number 2, Will Smith, slashes across hard, because if he gets the proper bank off the glass, he's off to the races, and that's exactly what happens to create this 2v1. And he is coming in on his offside, so he's got a nice angle inside on his offside, so he's able to get that shot off and beat Montembeault. But, you have to have pace through the neutral zone, and I certainly believe that Montreal's giving up too much off the rush. They're sagging a little bit in their coverage. Just got to clean it up. They've had some turnovers. Got to get back to playing with some pace.
And Montembeault with a big save there in the final seconds of the period to keep this a 1-goal game. So a rookie giving the Sharks a lead here, which leads us to, yes, more rookie discussion here. Lane Hutson, Macklin Celebrini, the big headliners coming into this game. What have you thought of their 40 minutes so far?
Well, it's interesting, right? They both have good IQ. They're both fighting for the Calder, as we know, and they both see the ice extremely well. So why not highlight them a little bit here? This pass right here by Lane Hutson, yes, it's offside, but it's on off his stick because he sees the game in layers. This is a play, shoulder check, draw in. Draws 2 players in, puts it up the wall, but he holds and he starts to shift to the other side of the ice, recognizing, listen, now I'm going to be able to come freewheel and get the exit. Love that play because it shows IQ off the wall here, recognizing that he's got that inside track, makes that cross-seam play. So again, you're seeing the vision, the manipulation, the read, to be able to draw coverage, to dish, to be able to recognize where the strong and weak side of the ice is, to pull player to you. So I just think that lead pass, that he's just a magician when it does come to that.
We always say there's the obligatory part in the intermission where we have to mention Lane Hutson because he always does something to make your eyes pop. And considering it's Carlo and now you here, some defenders that are on the panel. But again, not the only rookie making noise here tonight.
Yeah, Macklin Celebrini, for the same reason we're talking about Lane Hutson, just his evasive play to create space. He comes through the middle of the ice, but now he's going to come support, recognizing how can I get this puck back? And then he uses that space in the high ice to be able to dish that puck. Again, nice stick to be able to get that puck to go high. And now all of a sudden, look at him pull back in behind. He's following the puck carrier, but he's not going into coverage. He's got just enough room to get that quick release shot off. So when I think about both of these guys, I think they're both dynamic. Have a little combo there, a lot of fun, but really they're dynamic. The way that they create space is something that I'm really enjoying, especially when you're rookies. You're playing up against top defenders, and for Macklin Celebrini, and then you've got physical play coming at players like Lane Hutson when he's only 5'9". There's a learning curve, but feel like both of them are really creative and create that space.
Celebrini's have been held off the score sheet so far in this one, but his team laughing last so far, 3-2 on top of the Canadians. Arpon Basu and Kenzie Lalonde will continue the rookie talk in a brand new Arpon's Notebook and how Owen Beck has been making the most of his time with the Canadians so far this season.
For $9.99, you get the
big club. So far, he is making the most of his opportunity. We're just not sure how much playing time he'll get moving forward. We'll have to await news on Kirby Dach's injury for that. Let's head back to the Bell Centre and Montreal now. It's time for a brand new installment of Arpin's Notebook with Kenzie and Arpin.
Yes, thank you, Laura. And you think, too, with the ongoing injuries, we see Josh Anderson leave the game. We wait for an update if he will return, but we're hoping for a Kirby Dach update here shortly. But in the meantime, no changes to the lineup. Owen Beck remains in that spot alongside Newhook and Laine.
Yeah, quickly on Kirby Dach. I mean, they said that they won't, maybe tomorrow morning we should have an update. He was hurt on Saturday. That's a bit of a red flag in terms of what's going on with him, but Owen Beck inherits that spot. Marty St. Louis explained this morning that it was just kind of easier for him to put Beck in that spot so they didn't disrupt the three other lines, but it's really quite an opportunity for Owen Beck. And one thing that Kirby Dach does on that line with Patrick Laine and Alex Newhook is he gets pucks back, sort of extends those own time, and I feel like that's something that Beck does as well. But when asked about it this morning, Marty kind of made a distinction where, Dach does it with his reach and anticipation, and Beck has more physicality in his game. I found that a little curious. He's a smaller man than Kirby Dach, but definitely does bring that physicality. Obviously had a little rough welcome to the NHL moment earlier tonight when he got his ankles broken on that goal, but generally speaking, is a guy who's responsible, is a guy who can recover pucks and keep things going in the offensive zone. So we'll see what the news is with Kirby Dach tomorrow, but Owen Beck might have a little bit of runway here to show what he can do at this level.
And at center, right? And when I asked briefly about Beck, when he goes back to the play and the style of game he's playing in Laval, he talks about that physicality, more so in how it's helping him protect the puck.
Yeah.
I guess using that lower center of gravity to help him out. The story here tonight, very much Lane Hutson against Celebrini, rematch number 2. And right now, the San Jose Sharks in the driver's seat. But for fans, you got to think they're loving this game here tonight.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a Calder showdown. That's how it's being built, and that relationship has been, front and center for 2 days now. The San Jose Sharks practiced here yesterday. But there's also a link with Lane Hutson and Ryan Warsofsky, the young head coach of the San Jose Sharks. Back in 2023, the U.S. sent a very young team to the Men's World Championships. Lane Hutson was on that team, as was Luke Tuck and Sean Farrell, 2 Canadian prospects. But Ryan Warsofsky was the D coach on that Team USA at the World Championships, and so he got Lane Hutson at 19, playing in such a high-level event, and just came away just completely blown away, really, by his poise, his swagger, he called it. And as the tournament went along, just got more confidence and earned more trust from the coaching staff. And Warsofsky said at the beginning of the tournament, we sheltered him a little bit, but by the end, we just had to let him go because we just saw that there was nothing holding this kid back. And so the first thing he said when he was asked about Lane Hutson, his first 2 words were, "Oh man." So he came away really impressed in that tournament.
Hutson averaging about 22 minutes a night here with the Montreal Canadiens. Pretty impressive. When I spoke with him pregame, he had said, when you think of the friends, the family, the former teammates, are they going to tune in tonight? He's like, oh yeah, those Terriers will certainly be tuning in. Laura, as we send it back to you.
All right, and it is another jam-packed night in the NHL with 12 games on the schedule. We've got some early highlights for you as we check on the Oilers, the Bruins, as well as those surging Winnipeg Jets. Nashville on top. Neil Pionk, though, knuckle puck from the point, the seeing eye shot. The Jets coming into this one riding a franchise best 11-game winning streak. They tie this one up, but the Preds are on top. How about a rematch of the Stanley Cup final between the Oilers and the Panthers, all tied here in the second? Aaron Ekblad holds on to that puck, and he gets one from the point as well. Deflects off Anton Lundell's skate. That's his 14th of the season, putting the Panthers on top. Let's go to the Islanders and Bruins now. Early in the second, 1-0 Islanders on top. Jeremy Swayman gives up a juicy rebound, and it's Kyle Palmieri there to capitalize. His 18th of the season extends that Islanders lead. And as I said, 12 games on the schedule, and an important one going on right now in Detroit. The Blue Jackets with the 4-2 lead over the Red Wings. Again, those are your two wildcard teams right now. Interesting to note for Montreal Canadiens fans who are definitely scoreboard watching on this night. Meanwhile, back in Montreal, 1 goal in that period, that courtesy of Will Smith with about 2.5 minutes to go in the period. San Jose has won 8 straight games in Montreal. The Canadiens, period away, putting an end to that streak. A little bit of work to do as we send it back to Brian and Frank.
Laura, so for the Four Nations face-off break, a lot of players might hit a beach, get some sun. But for Lane Hudson, he decided to go back to Boston. It was pretty cool as him and Macklin Celebrini, we've talked about it, teammates at Boston University. They wanted to go back for the Beanpot final. So guess what? They read the opening roster. They hype up the boys in the room. There's Lane, there's Macklin. His brother obviously plays on the team, Cole. Cole rips in a goal as well. He was named the MVP as well. Afterwards, yeah, the hype job continues. And then look at the brothers. So Lane's so proud. Cole Quinn play on the team. Other brother Lars there as well. How cool is that to go back to Boston University? They starred there, and now the biggest cheerleaders when it came to that championship over, of course, Boston College.
You gotta love it, and that is as fierce a rivalry as any, especially in college hockey, so that would have meant a lot for those guys to go back there, support their old teammates, and watch them win that championship.
And by the way, Will Smith, who scored in this game, he's going to have to wear a Boston University jersey at some point. Hasn't happened yet.
That's going to hurt him.
Here's Matheson. Tips it down low. In front. Armia shot right on and swallowed up again. You know, Georgiev didn't look sharp early, but he settled into the game. He's made some nice stops for San Jose.
He has settled in. It's looked like a quieter game for him, and Yoel Armia is going to find a quiet pocket of ice. This is what Montreal was working on in their optional skate this morning. There's a little pocket of ice in the middle of the slot area, and Evans does a nice job. It's on his stick, it's off his stick quickly, and a nice release by Armia, but Georgiev, another one that he swallows up.
And the Sharks, Frankie, they're vulnerable in third periods, a -26 goal differential this season. So there will be opportunities for Montreal. And great news, Josh Anderson is back on the bench for the Montreal Canadiens.
Now you talk about the third period for San Jose. They've had a third period lead 18 times this season. They've only won 9 of those games, so this game is still ripe for the taking for Montreal.
Here's Hudson, nice little move to work it for Struble. Caulfield advances play. Puck at center, Will Smith able to steal. Benberg stops, waits, pops it back. Ferraro, Mukamadulin shot missed by a couple feet, and Suzuki will clean it up. Suzuki up that left wing for Caulfield. Cole Caulfield. He waits, buys some time. Suzuki kicks it down. He'll backhand it in. Ferraro there first. And a nice little play as Will Smith able to send it in front of his bench, and Zetterlund down the ice. They need a change. They'll take one, and it will be no icing.
That's Ferraro that makes the poised little play to the middle of the ice, and he's an interesting guy. His name has been floated out there as far as trade rumors, and he's really good at playing with skilled defensemen. He played with Carlson, played with Burns, played with Cale Makar in college, knows how to play with offensively inclined defensemen.
Here's Mike Matheson in his own zone. Missed Dvorak, gave it away. Luukkonen, space shoots, and that clipped the off Montembeau's side of the post and stayed out. Barca Goodrow steals right in front through the crease. And Cunnin was tied up enough, it never found him, and now finally it's Brendan Gallagher the other way. Gallagher to Josh Anderson. Great to see him back on the ice. He delivers the body check on Liljegren. Lane Hudson back at center. Hudson for Carrier. Hudson there. Owen Beck skates it in. Big body check there, delivered by Kostin. In front, Laine, backhand score! Alex Newhook, 3-3 tie! And that is the first NHL points for Owen Beck. Get the puck and get yourself a 3-3 game here in Montreal.
Take a hit, make a play, get your first NHL point. That's what happens for Owen Beck as he carries this into the zone. He's all alone, but he takes a big hit from Kostin, stays on his feet, and then he just puts it in front for Patrik Laine. Laine doesn't get a lot on this shot, but he gets just enough for Alex Newhook to skate to the back post and put it in on the back end. He beats his check to the net. San Jose was at one side of the net, and Alex Newhook has this game all tied up off the hard work by Owen Beck.
Laine now 5 points in his last 3 games as Sturm drops it off. Intended for Kostin. Nice job by Beck, who broke up the play. So his first NHL points to Owen Beck. Thought he had the first goal back on Tuesday, but good for him. He's played some confident hockey here for Montreal lately. Newhook again, brings it in, wrist shot off of Wallman and wide. Matheson into the corner, checked by Celebrini. Evans, he tries to get that puck. Matheson towards the net, hit a skate, bouncing high, Struble couldn't keep it in, and Celebrini the other way. Backlund Celebrini, wrist shot up high. He couldn't catch on Montembeault and all the way down the ice. Evans racing after Toffoli. Those two guys, good friends, went for dinner together last night and battling tonight. Look out, Toffoli, some space, wrist shot off the post and stayed out. Oh, Toffoli ripped one and just missed. He'll hand it off, Eklund. And Montembeault puts the glove down. You saw it in Montreal when he was here, a lethal shot, and Tyler Toffoli nearly gave the Sharks the lead again.
You can't give Tyler Toffoli too many clean looks at the net. He's just too good of a shooter, but Montreal giving San Jose a little too much time and space through the neutral zone to get in to Montreal's end with some numbers, and that time Tyler Toffoli tries to get Montembeault on the glove side, beats him, doesn't beat the post, and Montreal has to find a way to limit the time and space for San Jose right now with the puck skating downhill towards their net.
Habs got Emil Heineman, and remember, a first-rounder in that trade for Tyler Toffoli, who was wonderful during his tenure with the Habs. Here's Will Smith. In the corner, lost the puck. Collected by Matheson. 31 years of age tonight, Mike Matheson. Said it was such a thrill to have his little guy part of the skills competition. Matheson's played a big part for Montreal this season. Logs a lot of minutes for Marty St. Louis. Here's Zetterlund through center ice. Over the line, he'll chip it in. In comes Will Smith. Matheson there. Matheson able to work it for Alex Carrier.
There's been a lot more on Mike Matheson's plate as well with the absence of Caden Gooley. More penalty kill minutes, more minutes against top lines, and he's such a good skater. He's able to handle everything that gets thrown at him.
Here's Lane Hudson at center. Finds Dvorak in stride. Dvorak, wrist shot high. As that missed everything, and out of play here at the Bell Center.
San Jose has really tightened up their game in this third period, but Alex Newhook is going to find a way to get to the front of the net, and it starts with Owen Beck. Driving this puck wide, he's going to take a hard hit. Ends up staying on his feet. At one point, he's horizontal, and good job by Newhook going to where the empty space is going to be. You can see San Jose all filtered to one side of the net. Georgiev can't get across, and Owen Beck facilitates the tying goal for the Montreal Canadiens.
I asked him about playing with elite players this morning, like a Patrik Laine. He said, I can't really change my game. He brought up in junior, he was traded and then played with Brendan Othman, who had the pedigree and a big-time player. And Beck says, I just got to do what I do well, work hard, and it paid off there and set up Laine to Newhook back of the net. Anderson comes in on Gunnan. And Anderson wins the draw, back for Hudson. Hudson, Gallagher. Gallagher still with it, onside momentarily, but Delandry able to break that up.
There's a reason why hockey players always say, I just have to play my game. You have to have a sense of predictability for your teammates, and if they know what they're going to get on a night-to-night basis, then they can game plan around that.
Delandria powers in for the Sharks. Hudson trying to clean it up. Dellandrea gets it back. He'll work it up to the point. Wallman, one-time drive, wanted the tip. It hit Cunnin in his back skate, and it's clear to center. Here's Vlasic. Through center, over the line. Vlasic for Cunnin. Long shot, and steered away by Montembeault. Sharks and Habs changing. Lane Hudson, watched by Celebrini. Savard. Nice fake on Celebrini, finds Hudson. Newhook, backhand in. In comes Laine. Laine's found a nice little groove, and that groove also 5-on-5 for Patrik Laine the last 2 games.
Yeah, it's nice to see him contributing at 5-on-5. We haven't seen a Montreal power play yet in this game, and 13 power play goals leads the NHL. Patrik Laine's at 11, and a very good chance he could be up with the likes of Dylan Larkin and Jake Gensel very soon.
Here's Ferraro. Celebrini wanted Toffoli, and he'll pick it up. Toffoli over the line. Toffoli again, wrist shot. Bouncing towards Montembeault, he swats it away. Eklund in tight. Eklund swing and a miss. He found on it, healed the shot, allowing Owen Beck to skate it up ice. Here's Beck. Took the hit by Nico Sturm. At the line, Graf, little touch. Hudson assessing the ice. Bank pass up ahead for Jake Evans. Evans spinning away in the corner. Armia one-timer up high, a rocket, and that just missed. Struble towards the net, deflected. It was Heineman. Nice little touch and a good stop, Georgiev. Struble, Hudson shaking off Graf, and he draws that penalty, Frankie. And the Montreal Canadiens first chance on the power play tonight here at the Bell Center. That was Boston University shaking off Quinnipiac. Power play next. Moments of the game.
Well, take the hit to make a play and get rewarded. That's exactly what happens for Owen Beck on his first NHL point. It's going to be an assist. He takes the hit from Kostin, tries to set up Patrik Laine. Laine doesn't get enough on it, but Alex Newhook is there to clean it up and tie this game up for the Montreal Canadiens. And Owen Beck has looked calm and poised, and now he's on the board with an assist. Here's the penalty to Colin Graf. Lane Hudson, so deceptive at the blue line. He wants to draw you in, and once he feels like he has you, then he's going to have that escape ability, and that's exactly what he does. Graf gets his stick into the skates of Hudson, and Montreal with a crucial power play, their first opportunity of the game.
Montreal 2 power play goals, 2 for 5 versus the Hurricanes back on Tuesday. And it's Suzuki and Hudson, 19 power play points each for the Montreal Canadiens. Laine's in his office. Hudson down low. Slafkovsky trying to slam that in. And right off the draw, Georgiev forced to make a good save.
Right idea by Juraj Slafkovský. I would love to see him take this right across the crease, try and jam this in on the far side, but really good look by Lane Hudson, realizing Slafkovsky's the open player. The pressure's up high. Slafkovský ends up putting it right into the chest of Georgiev.
Another clean win, Suzuki. Laine waiting, shooting, and Georgiev fought it off as Laine dusted that one off. He's got it again. Patrick Laine up for Hudson. Lane Hudson, Laine, one-timer, and Georgiev read it well. He got across, and Laine, I don't think he liked the shot, but man, that has been his office. You look at his heat chart, and a lot of damage done from right there.
Listen, if Laine's confident with the shot, let him take it. And the first shot that he takes catches Georgiev up high, but the second one, the one-timer, just a little too far outside the dots, and an easy save for Georgiev as he tracks it the whole way.
Another Suzuki face-off win. Habs got it. Caulfield, drop pass. Oh, just out of the reach of Hudson. Right idea. And Lane Hudson's got to track back. Sharks have the 23rd ranked penalty kill in the NHL. The Habs power play ranked 17th. Ripped in by Laine. In comes Caulfield. He'll leave. Slafkovský picks it up for Hudson. Lane Hudson. Suzuki looking for his first career hat trick in the game. Hudson. Suzuki dishes. Slafkovský. Suzuki. Slafkovský across. He wanted Caulfield. Broke it up nicely and cut in down the ice. Back on Monday, the San Jose Sharks were 2 for 2 on the penalty kill versus Winnipeg. 8 minutes gone, third period, 3-3 tie. Brendan Gallagher, puck on his stick, he'll lay it back. Newhook, who has the equalizer. Nice move, cutting in. Newhook, he'll stop. Alex Newhook, still with it. Ferraro's lost his stick. It was swatted out of his hand. Matheson, across. Heineman thought about the shot. Goes back to Matheson. Across, Armia. He'll catch it. Armia. Matheson, still with it. Armia, pop pass, Newhook, back to Armia. You want Armia. Matheson. Heineman, one-time drive up the stick. Gallagher in front. Ferraro, stick broken. Now 2 players without a stick here for San Jose. Can the Habs take advantage? Armia for Matheson. Armia, Newhook, one-timer deflected just high. Heineman picks it up. 2 seconds left. Matheson. Armia, one-time drive again. Hit wall, but it stayed out. And look out, Graf, who can scoot. He's out of the box. Wow, 2 Sharks without their sticks. And Montreal couldn't find a way.
And San Jose's bench was irate that there was no call on Emil Heineman, who knocked the stick out of Mario Ferraro's hand. And then sure enough, as Ferraro gets a stick, he gets his stick broken, and Montreal unable to take advantage of 2 Sharks with no sticks on that power play.
Massive penalty kill for San Jose in a 3-3 game. Matheson's back. Hit by Eklund. That 70s line is out again. Played up top. Vlasic loads up. Hit a Habs stick of Dvorak. Went wide. Celebrini. He'll collect. Macklin Celebrini. Cutting in. Wrist shot. Hit Carrier. Never got through as Dvorak. Able to work into center. And here's Josh Anderson again. Taken down as Anderson draws a penalty. And the Sharks, they're hot right now, barking at the official. Look at Marc-Edouard Vlasic. He is irate. The referees tonight, Brian Pakmara and Peter McDougall.
Number 85, 2 hits for holding.
Now, San Jose has a good case here because Heineman knocked the stick out of Ferraro's hands. That can be an interference call, but this is a penalty, and Josh Anderson uses his feet. Mukhamadullin gets a free hand into the midsection of Josh Anderson. And you can see the Heineman play. Ferraro's not expecting it. He doesn't see Heineman coming, and Heineman lifts it. It goes in the air, and there's a lot of officials that would have called that interference. It doesn't get called, and Montreal, with a number of opportunities on that power play, they don't score. They'll get another chance with 10-12 to go in the 3rd period.
Suzuki's been great in the face-off dot on that first power play. Shakir Mukhamadullin in the box this time. The Sharks control and able to flip it down to Montembeault.
Now, there's some people that would make the argument, well, you have to hold on to your stick, but if you can't see the player coming and he's skating behind you, it's kind of hard to know that he's going to lift your stick. Montreal gets away with one.
Off the right side, Caulfield burst to speed, thought about the shot, tried to bank it in on Georgiev, who didn't see the puck. And cleared down the ice and handled there by Montembeault. Patrick Laine, you talked about it, leads the team, 11 power play goals. Here's Hudson. Delivers back for Laine. He'll drop it to Suzuki. Nick Suzuki over the line, cutting in. Tried to dish it across. He goes into the corner. Takes the hit, works it around the wall. Laine frees it up for Slafkovsky to Hudson. Across quickly, Suzuki. Nick Suzuki. Caulfield in the bumper. Hudson. Suzuki. Caulfield. They play pass. Across for Laine, and his stick just interrupted that.
That's the third time Montreal's got it in the bumper spot, but hasn't taken the shot.
Slafkovsky behind the net. Caulfield's in front. Suzuki. Crowd getting into it on this Thursday night. Lane Hudson. Hudson. Shot in front. Slafkovsky there. And Frankie. We've seen that a lot. Hudson, the shot. Big Slafkovsky, a screen in front.
And if you watch San Jose on the penalty kill, all the pressure is onto the outside of the ice. So this is what's available for Lane Hudson. Juraj Slafkovsky all alone in front of the net. No one anywhere near him. So if Slafkovsky gets a tip on that, very likely that's going to be a goal. But Georgiev, another one that he stays with, swallows it up, no rebound, and face off to his right.
Newhook takes in, wins the draw, back for Matheson. Matheson, quick shot again, it's Newhook, and that drive off a body and out of play. Wow, the Habs have been working the puck quickly and crisply on the power play tonight.
Really good puck movement. You have to win some face-offs. Nick Suzuki had a good entry when their unit was on the ice, and part of what made Montreal's power play so successful on Tuesday was the fact that they won some battles and were able to keep pucks alive.
Venberg trying to track it down. It's played back to Matheson. Mike Matheson. Armia. He'll get it back. Yoel Armia. Got it from Newhook. Down low Gallagher for Armia. Yoel Armia. Matheson. Heineman. One-time drive. Oh, he missed. High glove side. He has got a cannon, Emil Heineman. He's on the puck. Heineman. Armia, and the pass in his skates for Armia would have had a good look. Armia takes contact from Wallman. Armia tried to shovel it through, but right on the tape of Ferraro, and he'll clear, and that will do it. So some big penalty kills here for the Sharks in this third period. Mukhamadulin's out of the box. Newhook's on the move. He'll flip it in. Classic back. Round the wall. Matheson waiting. It hobbled on him, though, and that allows Celebrini to skate up ice. Celebrini. He'll shoot it in. In comes Eklund. Matheson there. Mike Matheson delays, little backhand up the wall, and it does come to center. Here's Eklund. One more time, he'll shoot it in. His brother Victor will be a top draft pick at the upcoming draft. He was awesome for Sweden at the World Juniors this year in Ottawa. Evans gave it away to Foley. Steals, had Celebrini, as Macklin Celebrini has the puck. Making move, Celebrini, wrist shot, Montembeault fought it off up high. And another example of why there's a lot of excitement about this 18-year-old. Macklin Celebrini, great hands in tight, great save, and a great game here at the Bell Center. Tonight's high performance part is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts.
It's the captain, Nick Suzuki, had 3 points on Tuesday against the Carolina Hurricanes. Montreal was down 1-0 in this game. Suzuki answered back. They were down 2-1, and Suzuki answered back again. It's been a strong performance for the captain, leading by example and finding ways to make sure his team has a chance to beat the San Jose Sharks.
Frankie, he's got 12 two-goal games in his career. Hard to believe after his first hat trick. Coming into tonight, he never scored against San Jose. He popped a pair in the first period, and he wins yet another draw for Montreal. In comes Caulfield. Vlasic, Caulfield, Slafkovsky into the battle. Celebrini and Suzuki go to work in the corner. Carrier from the wall at the line, keeps it in. There's Matheson, chops it towards the net, just missed. Caulfield swatted it down with a high stick, but the Sharks touch the puck, so play continues. Eklund for Celebrini, just out of his reach. Carrier jams it away from him. It comes to center. Here's Slafkovsky on the move. Juraj Slafkovsky, all tangled up by Toffoli. Slafkovsky wanted the call, and they continue to battle. Ferraro through center. He'll hand it off. Alex Benberg back for Ferraro. Benberg pushed away by Struble. Knocked down at the line, but Mukhamadullin able to work it back in for Will Smith. Puck behind the net. Zetterlund there. Savard all over him as Savard falls. There's Jake Evans to back up his defender. Struble for Armia. Yoel Armia, look out, gave it away. Will Smith cutting in, winds it up, the fake shot rebound, and it's cleared out of harm's way. Kind of that fake delay shot, and it nearly fooled Montembeault. And finally, Montreal up that right side. But that'll be icing, so no change. And good look there from the youngster, Will Smith, up that right side.
You have to be disciplined on 2 counts right now if you're Montreal. With your sticks, make sure you don't take a stick penalty. You know the officials may be looking to give you one, and then be disciplined with the puck, especially around both blue lines. And that time, Yoel Armia with a pass, he tries to go across the ice, it gets picked off, and Will Smith with a little hesitation almost threw off Samuel Montembeault, but good focus by him to make the save.
Shots 27-22 in favor of Montreal. As both teams digging off the draw, Liljegren missed by a few feet. That drive towards the net came from Jake Wallman. That deflects out of play. It's been a great game. 2 for Suzuki. Newhook has tied it up in a 3-3 contest.
Canadians hockey on TSN is brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it.
San Jose Sharks just 6 wins on the road all season long. Points are so critical for Montreal. Detroit Columbus playing each other tonight. Montreal's got to leapfrog a few teams if they hope to make that wild card. And Frankie, one thing that you pointed out, Arber Xhekaj has not seen a lot of ice time for Montreal in this third period.
A very short shift, 3 seconds in the third period. That's all Arber Xhekaj has been on the ice for. Of course, he was on the ice for the goal against for the San Jose Sharks late in the second, but doesn't look like we'll see much of Arber Xhekaj the rest of the game.
Newhook couldn't get there in time, icing again, as you can see Arber Xhekaj on the bench.
For Arber Xhekaj, he's had his ups and downs in his young career, but he's done a nice job settling into a role and has played it quite well. He picks his spots way better than he used to, but maybe just one of those learning, teaching moments for Marty St. Louis. As 5:45 left to go in a tie game, Marty St. Louis short in the bench.
Liljegren hands it off. Cunnin throws it in off the side of the net. Gaudreau there. In comes Liljegren again to keep the play alive. Big body check, Struble on Dellandrea. Newhook and Cunnin. Cunnin there up top, the drive. Wallman missed everything. Liljegren again towards the net, and that's high off the stick and clipped the netting and out of play.
Oh, this is a position that the San Jose Sharks have been pretty familiar with. They've been giving teams good games. They come in losing 6 in a row, but you go back to their game against Winnipeg, against Calgary. They're right in that, both those games right till the end. And here they have a chance to close one out against Montreal. Of course, they give up the tying goal, and somewhat reminiscent of their game Monday night against the Winnipeg Jets. They eventually lost in overtime.
Just the one win, Frankie, for San Jose in their last 13. Here's Anderson up for Gallagher. Would it be more fitting for any Hab than Josh Anderson to pop one tonight? He's been a warrior the last few games. Anderson went off his stick towards net, gets it back, shoots, and Trickler wobbling in, and it stayed out on Georgiev. Josh Anderson. Wouldn't that have been something?
So many chances for Josh Anderson.
Here's Eklund off a turnover. He's shadowed by Matheson. Eklund, he lays it back for Toffoli. Toffoli in the corner. Up for Liljegren. He'll chip it into space. Celebrini there. Celebrini fires it. Nearly took out the official. It's loose. Eklund spinning, shooting. Pardon me, that was Toffoli right on. And Montembeault the save. Celebrini in the corner. Checked by Dvorak. And Celebrini is slow to get up. Icing charge. Celebrini's now pleading his case for a call.
Well, last time the Montreal Canadiens played the San Jose Sharks, it was Yoel Armia who had the shorthanded goal, the game winner. And it wasn't a game that the Montreal Canadiens played particularly well, but they found a way to win. And wouldn't you know it, it's the shorthanded duo of Evans and Armia that hooked up to find the game-winning goal. And there's been a lot of ice time to go around as Josh Anderson was in the dressing room for part of the second period, and maybe Yoel Armia can find another game winner.
Well, the Sharks were up late, remember, against Winnipeg, and then was it Morrissey, and then Scheifele broke the franchise record for goals in Winnipeg back on Monday. Game 3 of 7 for this road trip for San Jose. Just over 4 minutes remaining in a 3-3 tie. Suzuki for Struble. Round the boards, Anderson there. Bouncing puck high. Hudson sees it, tried to poke it ahead, and he does for Slafkovsky. Juraj Slafkovsky over the line. Suzuki, wrist shot stop, big rebound, and Vlasic swats it away.
Georgiev was a little late to react to that shot by Suzuki. There was a little bit of a distraction, maybe a moving screen in front of him, but he fought it off.
Slafkovsky got a piece, no icing. Gaudreau up for Cunnin. He gave it away to Hudson. Lane Hudson swivels around to the line. Gaudreau right back on the tape of Hudson. Up by Slafkovsky. He'll chip and chase. In on Ferraro. Slafkovsky in with Caulfield. Caulfield's got the puck. Cole Caulfield up top. Savard towards the net. And a wobbling shot handled by Georgiev. And after the whistle, a little intensity, which might be good for Juraj Slafkovsky.
Good for Juraj Slafkovsky to get involved in these scrums and make his presence known. And after what looked like a shaky first period, Alex Georgiev has looked more steady, more comfortable in the net. Looks more like the goalie that had 38 wins last year for the Colorado Avalanche. And San Jose's had to lean on him as Montreal's up to 30 shots now in this game. A lot of shots from the perimeter. They did a better job of getting to the front of the net in the first period, and they haven't done that quite as much in the second and third.
Was traded from Colorado with Kovalenko for Mackenzie Blackwood. As that drive hit a body, collected by San Jose. That pass cross ice, Wallman chips it up ahead. Sturm waiting, shooting, as Graf tried to follow up, missed the net. Venberg. Alex Venberg, shadowed by Owen Beck. Beck continues to watch it closely. Mukhamadullin towards the net. Stopped by Montembeault with Sturm, the screen in front. Graf at the goal line. Graf, backdoor feed. Wallman was cutting in and he just missed him. Little pressure here from San Jose as Graf continues the forecheck, but Savard will flip that to space and Wallman tracks it down. That allows Montreal to get a much-needed change in. Here's Hudson. He'll rip it in. In comes Jake Evans. He'll leave. Carrier picks it up. Carrier into the corner. Heineman below the goal line. Emil Heineman lost the puck. Celebrini will flip that up the ice. Toffoli trying to track it down. It's fired away by Hudson. Up for Evans. Jake Evans. Wrist shot. Stop. Wobbling. Armia in front. Evans the follow-up and he just missed. Here's Toffoli. Stretching ice the other way. Celebrini. Cutting in. Celebrini wrist shot. And he missed wide. He was hoping Montembeault would be going the other way, but he missed everything. And the young man a little bit frustrated after that shot.
He's had a number of good chances, and it's a sneaky, deceptive release by Macklin Celebrini, but Montreal has a chance first as Jake Evans has room to cut into the middle of the ice because Armia and Heineman drive the net, but no one's able to pick up the loose change, and Celebrini cuts right to the middle. The quick stick handle he does right before he shoots it disguises the release and just misses the net. Puck goes out of play, but there's that duo of Evans and Armia sniffing around the San Jose net.
Clean win, Suzuki. Here's Carrier, under 2 minutes to go. Slafkovsky zips it across. Suzuki picks it up. He'll shovel it in. There's Caulfield. Caulfield continues to battle. Ferraro has it deep in his own territory. Smith along the wall. Zetterlund will backhand it in. Montembeault leaves it for Matheson. 90 seconds left. Matheson had his own line. Gets the red line, shoots it in. Georgiev, he'll kick it into the corner. Cunnin takes the body check from Caulfield. Caulfield dug it free. Caulfield towards the net, off the stick. Suzuki tracking, and it's poked out of harm's way by Delandry in time. Off for Gaudreau. Gaudreau wrister high, missed. Bounces to Hudson. Up the boards, Wallman there at the line as Slafkovsky sends it to the right side. Final minute, Bell Center, third period, 3-3 tie. Vlasic, Marc-Edouard Vlasic curls around at the blue line, watched by Gallagher. Up the ice, Dvorak stole the puck. Anderson over the line, just lost it. Celebrini the other way for Toffoli. 40 seconds left. That's into the glove, and Montembeault will hold that. 38 seconds to go in the contest.
Well, Josh Anderson was looking to fly through the middle of the ice, and William Eklund had a nice back check to make sure that he couldn't get a clean entry into the San Jose zone. And now 38 seconds left to go. Marty St. Louis is going to send out Dvorak, Evans, and Armia to make sure that this is a face-off win and you can get possession, get out of your own zone. And of course, for Ryan Warsofsky, he's going to lean on his young players in Macklin Celebrini and William Eklund playing alongside Tyler Toffoli.
Celebrini wins it. Liljegren works it in. There's Celebrini and Dvorak in the corner. Celebrini cutting in, leaves for Toffoli. Eklund for Celebrini. Celebrini dishes, backdoor feed, side of the net. And Eklund, he was jammed up. Couldn't get the shot off. 15 seconds to go, flipped down the ice. And to your point, they're going to call icing, but the good news is the personnel yell on the ice to win that draw, Frankie.
Yeah, that's exactly why you put this type of line on the ice, so it gives you different looks to win the faceoff. Evans will take it to the goaltender's right, and Mike Matheson recovered back to the front of the net as William Eklund was looking for a backdoor pass, and Matheson did a good job to make sure that he wasn't able to find a clean puck, and Christian Dvorak lost the first faceoff. Evans will have to win this faceoff.
And he will. Digs in. The 271s drop down the ice. One last chance maybe for the Habs. Walman in the corner. Armia trying to steal. 4 seconds left. Evans trying to chip it free. And 60 minutes, not enough. Second and final meeting of this season series is going to overtime. Suzuki's got a pair. The Sharks trying to extend their winning streak at the Bell Center to 9 games. OT next on TSN.
Gets the Montreal Canadiens a much-needed goal. Nick Suzuki's had a great game. He's had 2 goals, and the first line has had a number of chances. Samuel Montembeault's made some saves, and we'll give the San Jose Sharks some credit. After a first period where it was a little loose for them defensively, they found a way to shore things up. They allowed Alex Georgiev to see the puck and make the saves, and it's been a little bit back and forth, and should be a pretty good overtime.
Well, one guy has a penchant for the big moment. That's Nick Suzuki. He's got 5 game-winning goals this year, and that's near the top when it comes to NHL leaders. So he's a guy that can get it done. He's looking for his first ever hat trick in the NHL.
And think about what we've been talking about all night long. Hudson versus Celebrini. Now we get 3-on-3, all that open ice, and Hudson starting, Celebrini starting. Make sure you win the faceoff because you might not touch the puck after that.
And Dvorak wins it clean. Hudson back, Celebrini watching him. It's got to be a lot of fun for these two guys too. 4-8 record for the Sharks in OT. The Habs 7-5. And an icing charged against Montreal.
Lane Hudson looking for a stretch pass onto the stick of Cole Caulfield. It's too far ahead of him, but Georgiev was coming out of his net. He had to get back in because if he goes out to play it, they're going to wave off that icing, and Nick Suzuki will have to dig in and win another face-off, make sure that San Jose doesn't get an offensive zone possession 3-on-3.
Suzuki and Venberg. Celebrini's got it for Walman. Walman, Celebrini off the boards, he'll pick it up. Macklin Celebrini, little dish, Walman. He'll hand it off. Venberg takes it all the way back to center. Here's Celebrini. Over the blue line, Macklin Celebrini. Patient with the puck, he'll stop on a dive with it. Celebrini, dish across, Walman. Right out of real estate, behind the net. What a feed. Celebrini got it again. Wrist shot. Big block Suzuki. Celebrini across again for Walman. And the pass in his skates. Suzuki has the puck first. Up for Caulfield. And he's one-on-one with a forward, Will Smith. Caulfield delays at the line. I thought Caulfield might try and take him. Caulfield one more time. Brings it in. Around Smith. He'll stop again. Caulfield under duress. And he lost the puck to Celebrini. Celebrini waits. Knocked down nicely by Suzuki. And it's not a high stick. But Smith battling, and he steals. Will Smith and Matheson. Matheson hit the net. Smith's got the puck. Will Smith for Eklund. Eklund waits. Back for Smith. Smith cuts into the slot, waiting, shooting, stopped by Montembeault. Suzuki gets the pass from Matheson. He'll delay at center and flip that back to Montembeault, allowing Montreal to get some different personnel on. He's got to be careful with Eklund right there.
That's a long shift for Caulfield and Suzuki. A minute and a half, they were gassed.
Jake Evans, little space, lost the puck as Draft checks him. Evans in the corner. San Jose controls, just over 3 minutes to go in overtime. Alex Venberg, watched by Slafkovsky. Venberg behind Georgiev. He'll dish it back for Zetterlund. Evans watching him. Evans trying to check him off the puck. He's got to scoot back as Zetterlund works it up ice with Graf. Zetterlund, some speed. Graf right in front, just over his tape. Slafkovsky, the other way for Montreal. He'll stop. Juraj Slafkovsky at center. He'll hesitate as he's been out there a while. 2:30 to go in OT. Up ahead, Alex Newhook, who tied the game up at 3. Newhook dashing in, shot, and Georgiev just got a piece. Heineman keeps it alive at the line. Emil Heineman takes it around the net. Heineman still protects the puck, cutting in again around the world. He'll curl around to the blue line for Newhook. Newhook brings it in, waits, drops, Heineman, swing and a miss, what a chance, and he whipped on the shot. That's the guy you want with a puck on his stick as well. He's got a lethal shot. Here's Zetterlund. Up the right side, cutting in. Zetterlund winds up, Montembeault, big save, poked away. Suzuki flips to space for Caulfield. Cole Caulfield over the blue line. Caulfield still with it, through the legs, cutting in, score! What a goal! Cole Caulfield! What a way to tie his career high, 28 on the season. Unbelievable hands from Cole Caulfield.
Wow, unbelievable. Cole Caulfield starts in the Montreal zone. A slick backhand pass by Nick Suzuki. Michael Ryder, former Montreal Canadian, is loving it. But once this puck hits the stick of Cole Caulfield, he does the rest right between the legs around Macklin Celebrini, and then goes shelf on Alex Georgiev. What a slick move by Caulfield. All in one motion, fluid, cuts right across. And what a play for the game winner, Cole Caulfield. This first line was great. Nick Suzuki had 2 goals. Cole Caulfield gets the game winner, and Montreal's won 3 games in a row since coming back from the Four Nations face-off break.
And it's Lane Hudson 2, Macklin Celebrini 0 when it comes to the record. What a way to tie your career high. 28th goal. That was vintage Cole Caulfield. That was unbelievable.
Caulfield had a rush late in his shift, early in the overtime. He couldn't get anything going at one-on-one. That was on the other side of the ice. This time he goes to his offside, and what a move to put it right between his legs, and the quick hands to go upstairs on Georgiev. That's the difference. Montreal Canadiens with a big win against the San Jose Sharks.
Matt, he threw the stick away. I would have kept that one. It's red hot, right? But a fan's going to go really happy as he tossed that one away.
And a good performance for Montreal after there were moments where they were struggling to generate, and they stuck with it. They found ways to be resilient, come back 3 times in this game, and eventually win.
And that's 3 straight wins for Montreal for the first time since early January. There's your #1 star, Nick Suzuki. And massive to pick up that 2nd point, Frankie. It's ongoing. We're going to talk about this down the stretch. Your wild card race, well, that's 2 massive points right now, but they got to continue to do it. They got teams to catch, and Columbus and Detroit up there as well.
And we know these other teams are going to continue to win games, but you want to take care of what you can control. And for Montreal, you win 3 games in a row. That's going to help things.
All right, Molson 3 stars and a lot to choose from. They would, you know, Will Smith would look pretty good in the Montreal Canadiens.
He would. They would take Will Smith in a heartbeat. He had a goal and an assist. He's the 3rd star. Nick Suzuki, 2 goals, down 1-0. Down 2-1, Suzuki had the answer, and Cole Caulfield, an unbelievable OT winner to get the Montreal Canadiens a 4-3 win.
Well, in defense of that board, when Will Smith was drafted, he went #4 to San Jose. The Habs had the 5th pick, so, you know, I digress. Molson Canadiens hockey continues. The Buffalo Sabres, the Montreal Canadiens. That's on Monday in the Habs region at 7 Eastern time. What a game. Montreal Canadiens snap the San Jose Sharks 8-game win streak at the Bell Center. Cole Caulfield, electric overtime winner. Thanks for watching, everybody, and good night from downtown Montreal.